So is it working now? This thing is confusing the fuck out of me. Oh, is it working? Please tell me change the Oh, is it working? Please tell me change the Okay, it's officially a go. I don't think it's monetized, but whatever. I'll just monetize it later. I don't care. Are there people here? Is anybody out there? I hope you can hear me. Okay, good, because I wasn't sure what was going on. It just took forever to figure out. It's almost been an hour since I tried putting this all together. Actually, I hope you're looking at the right thing and not at the wrong screen. Yeah, I might have to retitle this. Let me see if I can edit this on my phone, so I can the chat filter. No, I don't want that. Hello, Danny Boy, and hello, Dark. Let me add a title. What is this? Share a clip? No, discard clip. I don't want to. Damn. I don't know if I can edit this. Let's see. Manage videos. Live. It's not coming out. Never mind. Can I edit this on my other thing? Hold up. Let me. Where's the YouTube Studio? Can I edit it from here? Because I was thinking, well, if this works, then maybe I could change the title of the video before it's too late. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah, okay, it's not fucking coming out anywhere, I don't think. Favorite character tier list? Yeah, hello. That's kind of the reason why I wanted to make sure there was more people here. And I can't really change anything. At least I don't know how. Well, hold on. Let me do a test. Let me see if I open a tab, will that also appear, or is it locked on just one specific image, or if there's a lag? Hold on. Let me turn on my phone and I can hear myself. Actually, I hope you're looking at the right thing and not at the wrong screen. Yeah, I might have to retitle this. Let me see if I can edit it. Okay, good, because I wasn't sure what was going on. It just took forever to figure out. It's almost been an hour since I tried putting this all together. Actually, I hope you're looking at the right thing and not at the wrong screen. Yeah, I might have to retitle this. Well, I'm not sure if it is, because I'm looking at my phone and it's taking forever to go to the correct slot. Is it doing anything? Oh, hold up. Let me just go back. Let me just move a few pictures randomly just to see where they go and if it happens on the screen, and then I'll just move them back. Who else do I have down here? Whatever. I'll just move these three. Let me just... Is there like a lag? Well, then again, if I'm going to talk about them, this probably won't matter how... Toku Punk real? Yeah, this is real, hopefully. Ben Jackman, gives me the sup bro, so I bro sup him back. Oh, what the fuck? No. I'm just dropping everything. Hope that wasn't too loud. It's working. Now I'm getting a not responding. I think I smacked that shit too hard. Oh fuck, I lost my... Okay. I almost lost everything. Is this fine? Yeah, okay, this is fine. Let me move everything back. I hope it's popping up on screen. Alright, let me give myself a test. Let's see if people show up. There's a bit of lag, but it's fine for the most part. Alright. Well, then again, if I'm going character by character, it shouldn't be super fast. It should be going kind of slow. Because I wasn't sure if this was going to be a permanent thing, because this is sort of more like for the record, let me try to figure out where I'm at the moment, and then go from there. Does common algorithm work? Okay, well, all right. So people are here, and unfortunately, I can't change the title. I don't know how. Because I don't want to mess anything up at this point. I'll just retitle it when it goes back up. This is going to be a temporary top 50 character tier list. Not everyone is going to make this. This is something that I made myself because originally a lot of these pictures were from my anime list profile, and a lot of them have not been updated. Like something like Joe the Condor has like a really crappy picture, or someone like Jay and Togashi, the picture quality is all terrible. So I went and made most of these myself. Some of them might be a little skinnier than others, or not the correct size, but it's better than what they had out there. Oh, hold on, there's another question. And then you can change the title on PC. I'm gonna try again. All right, I'm gonna gamble. Test for it says upcoming on my thing. Although let me open another tab and see what happens. Yes, Yakuza Like a Dragon. Like I already got the Yuria and Toki OVA. I got those like a week or two ago. That was actually my semi-final Right Stuff order. I have one more thing from Right Stuff, which is Volume 11 or Volume 10 of Fissa North Star. And then from there, I guess it's just going to be Amazon from that point forward. Imagine using my... Well, I still use my anime list. Like, I haven't moved to Anime Planet or whatever other thing, but... unfortunately, a lot of the images they have there are just kind of like... Depending on the show, it's pretty crappy. Like, Fissa North Star pictures for the actual anime... some of it's not even official stuff. It's like, hey, that's from the PlayStation 2 like /arcade game. What's that doing here? Or another thing was that hey, that's fan art. what's that doing there? Firefox still a thing? I'm still using Firefox. I barely moved to Firefox. It's been more efficient to me than Google Chrome. I don't know what other browsers are out there to use. Details, open link and tab. I hope I'm doing this right. I don't use any of that. What do you use, Tokupunk? Oh jeez. Yeah, this thing's like lagging a bit. Hopefully it gets... So far I'm assuming it's being stuck on that one picture. Because I'm seeing the questions pop up, and I hope there isn't that big of a lag when it comes to me moving the pictures around. Unless there's like a massive thing. I was recently wondering the new Hokuto no Ken anime is going to look close to the Samurai Mac ad, minus the coloring. I think it would look pretty interesting, even if it's a little experimental / artsy. I was thinking about that too, because I'll talk about about a Kenshiro design. Jeez, this is lagging like crazy. Like, I don't freaking... Jeez. I'm going to Creator Studio, but... Oh, there we go. Okay, now I can change this. I'll just... No, don't highlight that. God damn. Top 50 favorite anime characters tier list. Yeah, there's a little lag when it comes to... I'm seeing the words appear slowly. Scroll down. Let me save that portion. Did I misspell tier? I accept Discord sometimes. Yeah, this is taking like longer than I anticipated, but it's it should be changed by now. At least I hope so. Look. This is just I don't know. Whenever anyone, I wonder if does this happen to everybody with live streams? Because I could have done manage stream before I did anything, but I just wanted to know, like, is this gonna work already or not? Because I already tried for about an hour just to get the thing to load, and it just wasn't happening. Hold on, let me changed to rights management. Have you kept track of everything you watched, read without the old memory? Oh, okay, you're asking him that. Never mind. Hello, Lucas. How do you keep track of everything you watch? It's updated now. Okay, Shrek better be number one. No, it's not gonna be number one. Not even Max Shrek. Alright, save. Max Shrek's from Batman Returns. Just clearing that up. Okay, I don't watch a rerun. Yeah, okay, let me just get back to this. Alright. Alright, so I say there's 50. I think there's a few doubles here in terms of pictures because I wasn't sure what would look good together. At the same time, there's about maybe 50 or 60 characters, and not all of them are gonna make it. Not everyone. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to see if I can, as I was saying earlier at the very start, this is like a temporary thing. I mean, it's almost the end of the year, and I never really made one, and I never put much thought into it. And whenever I was thinking about it, I just kept thinking, gee, it's gonna be a lot to edit. But at the same time, I'm wondering, will I ever update this thing again? Because there's still some couple of shows and manga that I need to like cover. Because recently I finished Takeshi. I caught up to Berserk because it's been I spent like 4 or 8 hours, somewhere between 6 and 8 hours, catching up on the chapters that I haven't read, and I was kind of shocked that the last things I read came out in 2017. So I was reading from 17 to 2023. It's like, oh, so this is all that I missed out on. Along with I knew about Kentaro Miura's passing. I knew about that, but at that point I wasn't reading anything. And my critiques right now with the new Studio Gagan, I think that's what it's, I forgot their actual name for Guts, for the Berserk studio, is that I feel like the colors are like too white or too gray. There's not enough contrast of black and white. And that's something that's bugging me. And you could also tell a lot of the character designs are like, yeah, they're not as crisp as Kentaro's, even with the art style changes. Because I'm looking at Zod's face. Every time I look at Zod, I'm like, yeah, that's not right. Yeah, that doesn't look right. Because originally when I was trying to gather all these pictures for favorite characters, I realized that, oh, Guts isn't here. Where is he? And I had to update this. I gotta move the mic because it's getting in the way of my I hope the sound doesn't come off too ugly or too distant away, but for now, let me put Guts in B because I'm not really sure where to put him, but that's the character that I'm thinking about right now because like I feel super sad for him, and I just couldn't believe that, yeah, things can't get any worse, right? And I'm like, oh no, it did get worse. How? How did this happen? Especially the last chapter of Berserk, of Kentaro's last chapter input, because Guts is it's already bad enough. The Guts is hanging out with Casca. He can't hang out with Casca. He has to talk behind a freaking tree, and Casca can't look at him. Everything puts her back into shock. It's just, and then Guts is spending time with his kid, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe something good's gonna come out of this, and then you find out that it's Griffith. It's Griffith. What? It's just that it's just, oh God. And so you're telling me that Griffith, he like took over the seed, he took over the fucking woman. I'm pretty sure it was alluded to with his resurrection, but I guess it slipped my mind. But it just, and there's also evidence with when they're the Hill of Swords, the Valley of Swords. I forgot what the actual name is for the sword cemetery that Rickett did, because Griffith did protect Casca during the Zod versus Guts fight. But the point is that wait, so Griffith is not only the sexual assaulter, but he's also the rape baby. What is this? Does Griffith have like a mom fetish now? Because he took Casca with him. He took her with him. And then he's like, I don't know if he's drugging her or like using some type of spell or some other shit, because Casca's like sort of like in this daze where she can't really escape the Falconia, and I'm just thinking like, what are you doing? Why is Guts going through more hell? Like he just finally got there, and then all of a sudden, all the magic of that island of the Elfland, it just disappears too. I'm just like, what? Stop! Stop doing this to Guts. You're hurting him. I don't want to see him sad anymore. She's yeah, yeah. I'm reading the comments right now, but it's just that. Hello, mate, for comments. Yeah, sorry. It's just that I wasn't planning on it either, but I decided to just go for it, and I'm glad that this is working. But I say that, but it doesn't look like the picture is moving. Because I put Guts on B, and I'm looking at my phone, and not a single image has moved. So now I'm worried that this thing is not gonna work. Fucking. Because let me move random characters, see if anything moves. Let me just move Fujiko and Cutie Honey. Is anything moving on your end? Because I just realized that it doesn't. It looks like my screen is frozen for some reason. False for not putting Guts in as like Guts doesn't go in my S's, unfortunately. The conviction women will help Casca, I guess. It's gonna be a weird reunion for her. Let me hold on. Let me close this thing and open another one, or do I have to? God damn it! Water is wet, comically tragic, but it's just so messed up. Like show, like I don't know why Toku Punks. Now I see Guts on B. Oh, okay, all right. I guess my screen was messed up then. Yeah, for some reason my live stream on my phone just froze. Like it wasn't moving at all. Yeah, so I guess you saw everything, maybe. Yeah, okay. I'm assuming you saw me messing around with the YouTube then, because everything on my side was just frozen. All right, let me move Honey and Fujiko back, because I don't know where they're going yet. It's laggy, but moving. It's fine. It's fine. Well, it's not like I'm showing anime clips or anything. All right. Yeah, so I think Guts might be a B, or maybe he'll go to the A's, because if I recall correctly from memory, the A's are completely occupied by fucking Kinnikuman characters. There is no room for anybody else. It's like, boom, Kinnikuman row. That's what's happening. No, sorry. Because truthfully, Ben Jackman is that Guts. I haven't thought about Guts in years. And part of the reasons because I was also checking the release dates of Berserk chapters, and it shocks to me that there was maybe 4 or 5 chapters a year, and that's it. So I definitely wasn't able to read it back then, because I was just I don't have the patience for this, even though it's just I just didn't feel invested. Despite the fact there's no real urgency for me, it doesn't necessarily all have to come out at once. I get it, but especially with what we find out later with Miura, what happened. But still, yeah, Guts to me, I think he might be a B, maybe lower A. I don't know, because I haven't thought about him in a long time. But the moment I read those chapters, it was 2:30 in the morning, and then I see the shit of where Griffith is taking Casca away, and I see Guts' sad face. I'm just like, no. I just felt absurdly sad, and then I keep reading, and then Guts is just broken, and then I hear his lines of that not a single hit worked, what, it was all for nothing. I'm just like, no, Guts, please don't be sad. I haven't felt sad for anybody in a long ass time. And so that's why Guts has to be somewhere up there. It's like, god damn. Oh, it's why? Let him catch a break. I know years ago I made the video that I'm thinking the Guts is probably going to die in the same way he was born, by being hanged on a tree after he kills Griffith. And that's what I feel what's gonna happen. And who knows, maybe that could still happen, but at the same time, like, I don't want that to happen. Because after those chapters and images, and then Guts just like plummets onto the onto the ship floor. He's like, nah, I'm not doing anything. I'm done. My spirit is broken. Like, that scene is very reminiscent of Joe Yabuki when he's in the snow, when he's drunk. It's like, yeah, I want to get myself arrested for murder, and then he gets his ass whooped, and then he's just in the snow. Just same image, same powerful image, where it's just like, there is no spirit. The spirit is broken and weak. The body is weak. The spirit is weak. Even the armory is weak. Like, the Berserker armor is saying like we could do this, but I'm like, I don't think the armor is enough anymore. I think Guts needs something else to freaking take on Femto. But I also appreciate that we finally got a chapter of Skull Knight where he's like, oh, we finally get a little bit more context. But now I'm more confused because it's like other Godhead members. Are they the same ones? Or are those a whole different people? Are there more than 5? Are there 2 God hands, like for the left and right hand? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Alright, let me write. When Muta was there, was 3 or 2 a year. Oh. Have you seen the Toriko OVA? That was the pilot for the Jump Festa. I'm not a big fan of it, but I know what people want. They want the violence in it, but at the same time, I've never been a fan of UFO Table's art style, because I don't know if anyone's ever like critiqued it, the UFO Table style, because the imagery is very flat. It is super flat. What really stands out is the liquids and metallics. Anything metallic or that's like wet looks amazing. But when it comes to, if you take a screenshot, like if you look at Fate Zero, the first 2 episodes when the guy's walking with his daughter in the snow, you take a screenshot of that and the background looks like if it's like green screened and posed or something. Something about the characters just really step out of the background so much. And there's a heavy reliance on doing nighttime scenes. And that's the problem with the Toriko Jump Festa thing also, because most of it takes place at night and the outlines are pretty thin, and so some of that art style just kind of bothered me. It also doesn't help is that I don't think there was any way that UFO Table could have animated Toriko at the time, because I want to say that was even before they had their hands on Fate Zero, and Toriko was still pretty early to be an anime. It was gonna be way too soon. It probably would have lasted like 26 episodes and that's it. Who knows if it would have come back seasonal or nothing. I just know it would have been too soon. There was no way UFO Table at the time would have been able to do a 100+ episode series with that. Any Yu Hakusho characters? I don't know. Maybe I'll add them, because I haven't. I have 64 files here. Some are doubles. Because there's some shows that I haven't watched in years, like Yu Yu Hakusho. The last time I saw that was probably like 2011, 2012. It was a long time ago. I haven't looked at anything Hakusho since then. Same thing goes for like Dragon Ball. I haven't actually. The only time I recently saw something this year was with the Garlic Jr. arc, just to see if like maybe he's a potentially good manly villain, but then he didn't make the cut. People online were recently happy with returning to flat shading due to 2010 anime being too sparkly and shiny. I don't know, because Toriko, like, part of some of it looks good at times, but at the same time, it's like very specific countermeasures. Because that's the reason why the Gaara Gator looks good, is because that it's in the night. You see the sun, the moonlight gleaming on its wet skin. Like when it opens its mouth, and you see the leeches. It's very slimy, and that's where where UFO Table excels at. But drawing like plain things that's not action oriented, it just looks super flat. I just don't like it. I know Toei, like if Toei did the Wano art style for Toriko, that'd be great. Or because I just want TMS to do everything, like then that would be like the ultimate resolve. So, anyways, let me get back on topic with this shit. Where's Ken? I know I saw Kenshiro earlier. Where the hell is he? Oh, there he is. Yeah, here we go. Gonna put him there. It's like S. It's like no doubts about that. That's where he belongs. If you're wondering where this picture is from, because if I was actually gonna do this via editing, this picture is actually from the Muso Tensei from the 2008 movie, and in that segment, and that's when it looks very Tetsuo Hara art style. And it's one of the few times where the Hara style actually comes out. Does Jiren make the cut for manly villains? I actually haven't even finished Dragon Ball Super, so I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if any Dragon Ball characters are gonna make it. Because I will admit, I do like Jiren's design, but I just didn't like Super. Even when it got to the Tournament of Power, I was just losing interest. Like, it was, to me, Super, I would wish for it that it didn't exist. That's how much I dislike Super, like with the passion. I just never liked it. It's like I just wanted Dragon Ball to be left alone. Yeah, so Ken is up there because the manliest character ever. Kenshiro is just like anyone here knows about Kenshiro, I assume, so I don't think there's any need for me to explain why. I think I might put Goal 13 up here also, but maybe not as the number 2 guy. That's just where he goes automatically. Because these two characters were pretty much my gateway for masculinity, for manliness, manly anime, and everything. So that's kind of the reason why I feel they need to be S rank. Kenshiro is pretty obvious because the whole heroism of the character, just that and all the tropes that he pretty much like. I don't want to say established because I know there's plenty of characters that predate him. Like they're all very obscure to me though. Kenshiro is just the icon of the 80s, I would say. Like, he has to be, like, the face of 80s Shonen Jump. And in terms to manly anime, it's gotta be Ken. And, like, there's no one else that can do that. Go 13, for me, the introduction, I believe, was the show. I still can't remember if it was the show or the professional that I saw first. And I'm still mad that Go 13 hasn't resurfaced in anything. He hasn't gotten like any new TV specials or OVAs or anything. There's been a Pachinko's, but it's just like, can we do anything else? I mean, Takao Saito passed away also. Like, a lot of mangakas passed away that are part of this thing. This is upsetting. Let's see. Where's Ryo-san from Kochikame? Ryotsu? Like, I don't have him. I'm sorry. I haven't heard anyone like Super except normies. You and ZNZ3 still hate Super. Yes, we do. Where is Jotaro going? He might be A or B, depending on what's there. He's literally called the world's strongest man. I didn't know. Yeah, because I also want to let you know that some of these characters might not make it. They might not make it because I'm kind of debating on some of these. Because going back to the Yu Hakusho comment has been, since it's been so long, I don't necessarily recall the experience of watching it. Because with the recent Yu Hakusho news of the live action, and it looks like the Dark Tournament is going to be omitted, I was actually kind of questioning, did Dark Tournament even need to happen? Like, did it have to be a tournament arc? And the more that I thought about it, and I couldn't recall what necessary intel, what was so crucial that it had to be a tournament and not like just a regular story arc that could have been for a Spirit Detective thing. So I would have to rewatch Hakusho because I don't remember how I feel. I just do know that Toguro was the manliest thing ever, which is he's obviously top tier manly villains. That I do recall. Oh, my nose. Now let me read another comment here. Let's see. Kenny Gold died for the same reason a lot of series died. Sani as a genre no longer exists in the way it once did. Because with the way that Lupin keeps getting TV specials, I keep waiting for Gold 13 to do something. I'm just like, oh, where are you, man? I'm waiting. Come back. What are you doing? The thing is, he's still being published with new chapters, and I don't know, like, what would be like the quintessential Golgo 13 stories out of the thousands of. Actually, it doesn't have 1,000 chapters. I don't know what the exact number is, but of the hundreds of volumes that he has. Made for comments. Speaking of things that predated Kenshiro, I recently started Black Angels. I didn't see it in your mall, so I don't know if you read it. I haven't read it, but I've been recommended it many times. Because the recent thing that I started reading was Red. Hold on, let me check my phone because there's like typing Red by itself, you can't find it. Because it's about like a Native American and it's in a Western setting. I don't remember who recommended it to me. It might have been Danny Boy. Let me see, because I put Red Living on the Edge is what you can find it under Manga Dex. Red Living on the Edge. I bet I read 3 chapters, so I'm still pretty in. Gekiga days are long gone. Bro, Toguro from Dark Tournament is the manliest dude ever. You don't have him on the list. It's a crime. Like, I don't know. I need to like re-experience Toguro, man. Like it's been too long. The most active I was with Yu Hakusho was back when I was a teenager, and slash like early 20s. So it's been a while for Yu Hakusho for me, compared to a couple other things. Let me see who else is. Okay, here's another comment. Before I move on, the one where he sniped the guy in a plane from like 5 miles away is so funny in retrospect. Oh, you mean the first episode? Because I recall that Golden 13 has some crazy shots, but so does Ryo Saiba. Ryo Saiba's crazy shot. It's from the first season. I don't remember what episode it is, but that sniper shot when he takes away that sniper's buttons and messes with his gunshot, it's fucking absurd. It's like no way. Do you think Kenshiro is still a better written character than Jotaro or Guts? More than Jotaro. Guts, it's like Guts is a challenge. Because the more I thought about it, I think Kenshiro and Guts are the characters that I feel the most for. In terms of like, why you gotta make him sad? Like, stop making him sad. Because Kenshiro sad because Kenshiro and Guts have parallels, and it's sort of like I'm seriously wondering if Kentaro is Guts literally just Kenshiro, and is Griffith literally just Lady Oscar but evil? Is that what it is? Because like the Kenshiro's relation with Guts, it's like the whole Shin and Yuria. That's the whole Casca and Griffith. You could also throw in the fact that the stuff that happens in part 2, because there's a chapter that's not in the anime. There's a few panels where Kenshiro's spending his last moments with Yuria, like, and it's the saddest thing ever because the guy's broken. And I'm not talking about the special chapter either. Like, there's an actual part 2 chapter where Yuria's in a sickbed and Kenshiro's carving something, like a little piece of wood, like a little statue or something. And then you see the moment where Yuria dies and it's in Kenshiro's arms. And that scene is not in the anime. There is that special chapter which is supposed to be like in between 1 and 2. And you see Kenshiro so distraught that he's carving like a statue of Yuria on the mountainside, and he just refuses to do anything when people are dying, and he's not lifting a finger to do anything. He's like, and he just literally says, "I just want to die." so they're just shit. Where I'm thinking like, no, stop making him sad. Oh, darkness. Hello, darkness. I guess. Where would best go Ryoko girl? Ryoko girl. Okay, hold on. Everyone's asking me, where does Jolene go? Let me figure this out, man. I'm barely on 3 characters in. This is going to take a while out of 50 people. Oh, shit. I'm not sure where Ryuko goes because it has been so long also. So, because right now I'm thinking it might be a C or a D, because all right, let me explain the reason why I might not put Jonathan in here, because the more I thought about Jonathan, the more he's pretty much like Kenshiro Light, or a derivative of Kenshiro. That's kind of the same reason why Cyber Blue isn't here, because Cyber Blue is pretty much Kenshiro, but without the same storyline. And then when it comes to like Jonathan, like it's like even though there is some different aspects, like especially when it comes to the whole brother stuff, I feel like there's a little too much Kenshiro and Jonathan for him to stand out, like to me. Because I was thinking at one point I was thinking Jonathan was gonna be as high as like A or B, but the more I thought about it, it's like it's too Kenshiro-ish. I feel like the Jonathan didn't offer too much anything new, because I know there's the Hamon, and there's the whole like I think there's more of a bond with him and Zeppeli than with him with Kenshiro and Ryuken, even though they're technically father and son. But I don't know if Jonathan's gonna make it, to be honest. So I'm putting it back down here. Like I don't know. With Ryuko, like it's been Ryuko Matoi, because the thing that I like about her is the whole Sukeban aspect, and I kind of wish there was a little more of that, because one of my favorite outfits that she has is like this sharp version when she's fighting against like the student council, one after the other, because there's like a sharp version where she has claws, like her mini skirt turns into like a spinning blade, and there's a bunch of like sharp edges all over her body. That was like a really cool design. And then I also like the other one when she's flying in the air and her skirt becomes like this long skirt piece, and that pretty much becomes like this jet propelled thing that she uses to fly in the air. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. And the whole scissor blade thing and Senkets is like, oh, that's pretty cool, because it's sort of like Mazinger Z and Kitty Honey put together in one idea. But in terms of characterization, I don't recall much about her other than being like very brash and hot blooded. Because in terms of whoever's womanlier, I think Lady Satsuki was like way womanlier than her. But design wise, I think I like Ryuko more. Maybe, I don't know. I'm putting her in D for now because I really don't know. It's one of those shows that I haven't looked at that anime since like maybe 2015, 16. It was like a year or two after it came out, and I haven't watched it since. Hurricane Polymer should be on here. There's a lot of characters that I'm thinking that might be on here that I haven't posted. Because a lot of the things, I just need to rewatch them and then think about it. Because so there is potential that this list could be updated in the future. Yes, Ben Jackman, I was thinking the same thing when it comes to Jonathan and Jotaro, because they're literally both half a Kenshiro, but I feel that Jotaro has a little more going on than Jonathan. I heard Guts and Griffith are based off Miura and a friend he had in college, but make that all what you will. Also, hi. Hello, Fuwin Man. Last part with Ken Yuri was the only good bits of the Amnesia arc made for... Guts is definitely huge, inspired by Kensho. It's basically Kensho with a sword, lol. Miura was very inspired by Fist and North Star, so yeah, I know. Gold 13 shot, violin string. Yeah, Travis Tiffins. It's like, who do you want me to kill? A violin string? Excuse me? It's like, will you take the challenge? Like, yeah, you know what? I'll do it. I'll shoot that string. But what's even better is that that also shows like how robotic Gold 13 is. Because he noticed like minuscule details. And the same thing goes for like the sniper that was supposed to stop him. I think it's that same episode, right? Because there's a sniper that had some... He was an old elderly man and he had trouble with his left hand. So after a few shots, like his gun would actually lower very slightly. But Gold 13 catches that, and that's when he takes a shot to defend himself. I think that was a different episode. Now I think about it, that might be two different episodes. I don't know anymore. Hello, Hemo Kim. Rao should be S tier. And Devilman the Hero. Hi, Enemy Hero. How are you doing today? Yeah, so saying hello to Hemo Kim, that since he mentioned, yes, Rao is S tier. Here he is. This is from the 2008 movie. I don't know if he's above Gold 13. Actually, no, he is. Yeah, he's up there. Manliest villain ever. Like that's already a guaranteed spoiler for the future. But how am I doing today? Oh man, the hero. I've been doing good. It's just that it's been... Today we had a lot of wind. Because prior to this, it's been raining and cold. And it's been bugging me. But now that it's... I think it might start getting warmer again. I don't know. I've just been spending time with my dog lately. More than anything. Griffith's design is a mix of Lady Oscar and Rio Asuka. Yeah, there you go. Because for one man, because a lot of Berserk, it feels weird because it does feel like a mix of Fist and North Star meets Devilman in some cases, because it's the whole like Miki, Akira, and Rio triangle. I didn't even put Rio Asuka in here. Yeah, I don't have Rio Asuka here. God damn. Yeah, it's laced with drugs. My father was killed, Akira. Because I have Devilman here just to like, I just consider Akira and Devilman one character just to make things less complicated. Guts is a mix of Violence Jack, Akira, Fudo, and Kenshiro. The influences of Berserk is like, it just keeps going. Himo Kim. People say Guts is Kenshiro with a sword, but he's basically what if Kenshiro fused with Violence Jack but make it a medieval setting? I guess. They're just like, and just pretty. I'm pretty sure there's more influences that we're not aware of, but Kentaro Miura just took it with the grave within. Because there was one Crunchyroll interview where he mentions that Fist of North Star impacted the work the most, but he doesn't explain how or what exactly, like how exactly. He just says that it did. So I was just like, it's better than nothing, because Araki still like hasn't said it. This, because he did comment on like the new releases for the Fist of North Star volumes, which I heard suck because they don't have the color pages. So I was like, what do you mean? Why are you doing this? Somebody asked me who was the. Someone asked me who's my favorite Joestar right now. Where would the Jolene best JoJo? Who is your favorite Yeah, okay, Darkness. Also, what character's next to Lupin on the right? Oh, okay, hold up. Sorry for taking so long. Oh, this is Mikami Reiko. Let me leave it. She's from Ghost Reaper Mikami. She's from a 90s series. Most Spanish people like myself know about her since the 90s because well, technically she did debut in the 90s for English speakers too, but from the movie. The Spanish dub got the show, but they didn't get the movie, which is like backwards. Mikami Reiko is like pretty similar to Lina Inverse, is that she's also like a gold digger. She's very gritty, but she's very capable in terms of like ghost busting sorcery. Yeah, she has like a lot of style. That's the thing. There's a lot of illustrations where her hair gets really crazy, but for the most part, it's like just loose. Whenever you see her like in normal attire. But yeah, most people from Spanish communities know about this anime more than English ones, because it was localized there. What do I do now? Because I got like a little off topic. Because I'm trying to figure this out. I think Jotaro might be an A or B. I don't know. Somewhere at least. Jotaro, like my first exposure to that character was through the OVA, and the reason why I found out about the OVA is that it must have been some old Fist and North Star videos that I made, because people were telling me that I should check out JoJo because Jotaro is pretty similar to Kenshiro, and now I gotta talk about the Jotaro and Jonathan differences, because I just think Jotaro stands out more, especially in terms of design, because it's basically probably the best looking character of the school uniform ever made. Because the thing is with Jonathan is very Kenshiro even in design, because in the 2012 anime he has the shoulder pads, even though in the manga and other material he has like it's just sleeveless. Even though they both have the rush attacks, I just felt that Jotaro stood out a bit more, especially in terms of like in terms of just the provocation, because Jotaro is like just pure anger incarnate. But then in part 4 he mellows out and he starts becoming like this very wise person, very analytical. Well, they've always been very analytical, but here I just like seeing him in the mentor role, and then when you get the father-daughter stuff in part 6, it just puts the character like in a better circle. Because with Jonathan, he just basically got like killed off prematurely. But I do appreciate that Jonathan is like very nice. I don't know. Maybe I'll put Jonathan in D for right now. I don't I don't know. Maybe he might not make the top 50. We'll see. Is that the line that Jonathan The one Jonathan line that sticks out to me is when he kills the zombie and he feels like guilt because he has to kill like another human or something that used to be human, but he had to put it out of his misery. That and the scene with his dad, like with George Joestar, is a pretty good one. Like when he's asking his father to give him strength when the house is on fire, because I really feel Phantom Blood really peaked during that burning down the house scene when he's fighting against Dio. Because it really feels like that's the ending of Phantom Blood, and then like, oh, we're gonna keep this going for a bit more. And then you get like the scene with Zappelli. That's a, you know what? Maybe Jonathan might be a little higher than now that I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about like what emotional scene stood out here, because like, when Jonathan gains Zappelli's ripple, his Hamon, and even though that is very Fist of North Star moment, because even in that scene he has the shoulder pads because of the chain around his neck also came with shoulder pads. I was like, now he looks like Kenshiro. Because then afterwards, like I guess the whole Dio brother aspect's what really makes him stand out. I don't know. Maybe he's a C. Maybe he's a C for right now. I don't know. My mind is confused. Let me go back down. Oishinbo. I never heard of Oishinbo. Sorry, Kenny. Maurice Rog, yo, what's popping? Made for comments. Oh yeah, I finished. Yeah, I'm trying to make a tier list of 50 favorite characters. So far, it's going very slow. I finished Get Backers. I went expecting something like Hunter x Hunter, Yu Hakusho, but got surprised when it ended up like Hokuto no Ken and Saint Seiya. I'm trying to recall what happened, because it's another series that it's been a long time since I looked at that. Because I know towards the end there was like these bug people, and that's where the Hunter x Hunter similarities come in, especially when you have Akabane and Hisoka, then Ginji and Ban meet up. Oh, yeah, see, like I'm struggling to remember their names. But yeah, I don't recall the Saint Seiya thing. Oh wait, right. They go to the top of the Limitless Fortress. So yeah, I can see what you mean with the Saint Seiya comparison, because that's pretty much like the Hades chapter stuff when they go to like Elysium. I forgot what was it called. Right, the connection with Berserk and Evil Dead too. Yeah, because Kentaro Miura was worried that he would get sued because it was all coincidental about him Guts losing his hand, and then seeing Ash Williams get his hand chopped off too. It was like, oh wait a minute, where's my boy Jodio going on the list? Jodio? You mean like, wait, I don't know who that is. Jodio? Like Jonathan and Dio? Is that what you're talking about? Or is there some other character that I'm not noticing? Or is that a pairing? Who? Oh hey, it's Falcon Fun. He's actually commenting on something that I made. Because this guy is so VIP. You can't get him on comments. The Mr. VIP pun. Talk about Dragon Quest. No, I haven't seen Project Arms Doodlebug 4. Sorry. That reminds me of how Nadeshiko was localized for Spanish audiences, at least when I read. Yo, what's going on? From Kenshiro with an accent on the O. Momotaro deserves the A or B tier. Double Dragon? Brandon? I haven't played the game, sorry. Haven't played Double Dragon Gaiden. Giotto is basically what if Kenshiro was in a gang. Do you have any plans to do any Yu-Gi-Oh influence by Devilman? No, not that I have, but I could see what you mean, especially with the whole Yami Yugi in the first season, and then Akira merging with Devilman, and then in the start of the new chapters where the start of Volume 2 stuff, the original Volume 2 of the 5, where Akira is just fighting against delinquents for a little bit. Actually, there's something similar in Susano also. I think that's the manga, right? Because that's the one that has the Kabuto Koji looking character, and he's like an Esper. Because he also has a transformation too, where he just becomes like a delinquent. Peak Phantom Blood was a Tarkin fight with the chains. Yeah, okay. I was thinking the same days. Watch out, those guys gone crazy like frat boys going on a panty raid. Actual Arms Project. What? Is Yu-Gi-Oh more inspired by JoJo than Devilman? It's probably more Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I remember that a lot of old JoJo advertisements for Stardust Crusaders by Viz, they would say it's like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Shaman influenced Yu-Gi-Oh! And Shaman King, which, yeah, it's true. Uh, okay, back. Glad I didn't miss the Kakugo ranking. Yeah. What rank do you put Devilman in the tier list? Jose would be not. Man, there's a lot of questions going. All right, let me go with Devilman since we're on that topic. S. I think I'll put him above Routh. Devilman is an S because Devilman was like my first exposure to Go to Guy everything, and I was very mistaken thinking that everything was gonna be as like masterly written as Devilman. No, it wasn't. A lot of Go to Guy stuff is not. It's not like that serious. But I still like the guy. I feel like Go to Guy is like one of the most bold mangaka ever to come in existence. He's still doing. I'm assuming he's still doing stuff today because the guy is still kicking. I'm gonna be super sad when he goes because I'm like I couldn't even handle like Kobayashi, Takao Saito, Kentaro Miura, Monkey Punch. And I know I'm forgetting somebody else because there's a lot of people just freaking passed away left and right. I'm just like, what's going on, man? Did Buichi Terusawa pass? Because I don't remember now. Like, I think he did, but I'm hoping I'm wrong. Okay, I do have Cobra. I wasn't sure if I had Cobra in here. Getting back to Devilman is that I feel like Devilman is like the core Gona guy, the core dark character out of everything that I read, and I kind of feel that everyone like goes into Devilman at some point. I also really like the design. The whole concept of Devilman to me was just brilliant. About how how demons merge with humans, and the whole demon war that happened, and then how Akira Fudo is like in between a human and demon and this Devilman, and then how he has to like try to save the world, but then stuff just happens. Like my favorite is where this picture is from actually is from the key visual of the fake Devilman anime that was supposed to come out. Instead, this is because this is the picture that they use for like new Devilman anime coming out in 2015, and then like psych, it's a crossover with Cyborg 009. I'm like, no, why'd you do that to me? But that crossover features the best designs for both Cyborgs and Devilman. Devilman just looks so good in that thing. So that's the reason I went with this key visual instead, because I just really like... It's bittersweet, because I'm like, man, we could have gotten that fucking show, but you didn't do it. But it also features the very best, like, the last real good Cyborg 009 thing that has come out in recent years. Because afterwards, it was Call of Justice. It was on Netflix for like 3 seasons. I think I saw the whole thing, but I wasn't super into it. The 2001 anime is like the best thing for Cyborg 009. Maybe the 70s one also, or was it the one that has the postcard memories. I don't remember what year that Cyborg show came out. Yeah, okay, what's Teresawa that passed away this year? Ryu's always been nuttier than a squirrel turd. Oh. Leiji Matsumoto, yeah, that's another one. Unfortunately, I don't like Leiji that much of his stuff. I do understand the significance of Captain Harlock. But my favorite Captain Harlock thing is Endless Odyssey. Because there's a lot of stuff happens in Endless Odyssey. Especially towards the end where Harlock meets, I think it's called, was it Tetsuro or Tochiro? I think it was Tochiro, where he literally goes to hell just to see his friend. I'm just like, yeah, manliness of Captain Harlock. I also love the scene where they stab his heart, and Captain Harlock's not fucking blinking. He's like, holy shit, he's taking these ghosts on like nothing. Kazuo Koike is the other one, yeah. Man, why you gotta call me out like that? Falcon Punch. Well, yeah, you gotta. Mr. VIP. Mr. VIP Punch. I actually found your channel from your Devilman videos. Oh, thank you. Because people have been wanting more Devilman stuff, and I just haven't gotten around to it. Because there is a lot of Devilman. There's a lot that I haven't covered. I think I should just start with the OVAs, because that's probably like... After the original manga, that might be my favorite thing That might be 79. Okay, that's what it was. If the Cyber Surfer 9 anime is Sentai. I remember that when the anime got teased, only for it to be a crossover from Aoji Renkin. Have you gotten into Chainsaw Man? There are a lot of Devilman parallels, especially in the current arc from Joe Sinister. That's what I've heard. I think I heard same thing with the author's other work. I think it's called Fire Punch. But the reason also Shin Sekai Evan also said Leiji Matsumoto too. So yeah, there's a couple of that. You want to scare some gaijin? Oh. Where was I going with this? Alright, Chainsaw Man. The reason I haven't looked at it, and the reason I haven't looked at Fire Punch, is because I don't want to get influenced by their things, because I'm writing my own stuff. Falcon Punch knows what I'm talking about, because he's the only person I've been sharing these things with. Because I've been writing some storylines on the side whenever I have time. And basically, I wrote over 30 chapters, and so far, like, the critiques have been positive. I say critique by one person that's read it. So I should be doing a reading recording of like the first couple of chapters and see where it goes from there. But I think I should add some sound effects and maybe some music if I could. I just don't know how public domain works, so I need to look for some copyright-free stuff that actually sounds interesting. Because I get annoyed when I hear a copyright-free song, and I hear like 3 other or 4 other YouTubers use the same music. I'm just like, ugh. Because at the same time, some of that copyright-free stuff sounds a little bland. I would put Yujiro Hanma on the higher tier list, but he's too bad. But he's a booty warrior. Oh no. Yeah, Devilman is just like my favorite like dark hero in anime and manga. Because I also appreciate that there's many different versions of Devilman. So, because Devilman is very comic book, because there's so many like iterations of him. Whether it's Devilman Lady, or whether it's the same Akira Fudo or Amon, or like a different person carrying the Devilman mantle. I just like there's just so much content, and I read most of the Devilman stuff. Let me keep this moving because this is taking forever. Well, characters I know that are in S, which might surprise people, would be Ken the Eagle. Where the hell is Joe? I think I passed him. Oh, there he is. Okay, like next to the other Joe. There's yeah, all right. I think it also has been a while since I've seen Gatchaman and Gatchaman 2 and Gatchaman F, but I think Ken the Eagle and Joe the Condor are really up there for me, because again, going to the superhero aesthetic, Ken the Eagle has like a lot of stuff going for him when it comes to like to his father. It's interesting that part 1 is very Ken the Eagle, then part 2 is very Joe the Condor, then part 3 goes back to like, I don't know, I guess a little bit of everybody, but I guess it goes back to Ken the Eagle. But alright, let me talk about Ken the Eagle first, because he's like such a underrated superhero, like in anything. The thing is with Ken the Eagle, like, even in just talking about cosmetics, the bird superhero theme looks awesome. I really like his 90s OVA design too, but yeah, he's got the birdarang, like a lot of, it's supposed to be a ninja, a science ninja, but yeah, I guess that's what he is, because he has a lot of stuff going on with him with Red Impulse, and then whenever he clashes with Joe, it's like, literally, these two characters have to be together. It's like, they butt heads. It's like having Leonardo and Raphael. You gotta put those two together. Lupin and Jigen, somewhat. Only these two bash heads way more often than anything. It's like it's like friendship. Because it's easier for me to explain why Joe the Condor is so high up, but all of that is so spoiler heavy, which like if you don't mind, I'm gonna say it, because Joe the Condor in the first series gets like one of the things that really messes him up is that he finds out that his parents were Galactor spies, I think they work for Galactor, or like actually now I don't recall if they were double agents or they actually were part of Galactor to begin with. No, I think they were double agents. I want to say they were double agents because I think Galactor had them killed, and then Joe wanted like to revenge against that. But then later on, in an earlier episode, Joe the Condor killed like a villain of the episode, and then a couple episodes later, like the relative of that villain that he killed like tries to have revenge also, and it makes things complicated because the character's a girl, so he's having like feelings for her, and then shit gets dark. I don't remember exactly how Joe's trauma went with his parents, because I remember Candy Eagle was the one that had to snap him out of it, because the episode was they're inside a submarine, and then that's where Joe the Condor makes that discovery, and then towards the end of it, we also find out that Joe had like some piece of shrapnel stuck in his head from an explosion, and that's basically causing his death, like this slow death to the finale of the series, where then it looked like he's gonna be dead and he just disappears. And then part 2 happens, and then we find out Joe the Condor kind of did die because he's brought back to life as a cyborg. And the guy's doing a lot of like death stunts because like I'm gonna sacrifice myself so my friends won't have to. And he's doing a lot of crazy shit. Like electrocuting himself, going through like so much dangerous locations. I think there's even one episode where he goes through like some radiation, and then when everyone finds out, it's like, well, Joe, you can't be sacrificing yourself for us. And then Candy Eagle starts doing the same thing in Gatchaman F, in Gatchaman Fighter, because he gets like this the Gacha Fencer, like this sword, but the sword drains his life force. But he's the only person that can use the sword, and he's the only person that can pilot their the Gacha Spartan, which is like their flying ship. And then things get all cosmic level at the very end of Gatchaman Fighter. We're just like, holy crap, this is happening. And I really wish there was a Gatchaman 4, but that never happened. But this is easily some of Tatsunoko's best superheroes, and I'm just wondering, like, god damn, these people need to come back somehow. Yes. I watched Devilman Lady on TMS YouTube channel. Did you miss Geist, the most dangerous man alive? I need to look at MD Geist again, because once again, I only saw that thing one time. So he might be on the manly villains list. I need to look at it again. If not, I will probably put him out of obligation. I remember the Birdarang was mistranslated as Bird Run. Yeah, I think he would say Bird Run from time to time. That reminds me of Joe the Condor's gun. Yeah, I'm not really sure, because I'm pretty sure it will be called Birdarang, Bird Run, or something. Are the Gatchaman like Justice League Avengers superhero team to fight for justice, or like the TMNT Z Fighters hero team? That has nothing to do with justice at all. No, they're very Justice League Avengers, I would say. The difference is that they have a body count. Is that the Gatchaman team, they kill a bunch of henchmen. Even from the first episode, like a lot of their kills are censored out in the Battle of the Planet stuff. You won't see them kill anybody in Battle of the Planets. So yeah, like they're very heroic people. I actually have an old review from 2017, which is probably the best Gatchaman thing you will find. I hope I'm still alive, because I kind of like, yeah, okay, I'm still alive. All right. I kind of like Go Light 10. I'm pretty sure he did inspire Sunshine, because the design is just so similar. Yeah, Tatsunoko vs. Capcom was like the first exposure for some people for Tatsunoko, and I think it was the same for me. Geist was fun to watch, from the same writers Dragon Quest Dai, funny enough. Ooh. MD Geist is so fun, it's so bad in a good way. Kochi Ohata never directed anything truly good. Oh yeah, Kara's was pretty cool too. That's what I found weird about Gatchaman Crowds, because I felt Gatchaman Crowds was more like Kara's than anything else. All right, let's move on here. I think Gatchaman is sold out because oh wait. Gatchaman 2 and Gatchaman F, I think those are sold out, but the original Gatchaman is getting a reissue in Blu-ray along with a collector set. So there's that way if you can watch the original show. Kashan, I think it might still be available. I haven't checked. All I know for sure that Gatchaman 2 and F, like those things are gone. Because I remember a couple years ago, like there were some crazy sales for 2 and F. They were going like for $5 a piece, and these were like 50 episode animes for like $5. I'm just like, God damn it! I bought them full price on pre-order. These were like $40-50 purchases. So I guess on the Tatsunoko run, let's put Kashan. Do I want to put him? I think I'll put him right there, because Kashan is like the robot version of Devilman, in lots of ways. Just I guess just less bleaker, because Kashan the '70s anime does have like some very like berserk like humor in terms of like there's some funny stuff that happens that you don't think it should be in the show. But then I also feel that maybe it needs the comic relief because it is pretty dark with the stuff that's happening in Kashan. There's so much bombings, there's so much like death in Kashan. So, a lot of human casualties. And then also like Kashan going through a similar thing where he can't see, like Kashan is very driven by like the spirits of his parents, because his parents are still alive but they're victims. So, like his mom is trapped in a swan. He can only see the swan on a full moon. He can only see his mom during the full moons when and it's always like this very sad thing where he just wants to embrace his mom again, and he's like, but can he even feel, because he's half machine, he can't eat food, or like, you know, and people hate him because like, oh, he's not human, he's a machine. Just like the enemies. It's the robot apocalypse for Kashan. There's a lot of sympathy going on for him, and then the only person that like his best friend is his dog, man. So that's really personal. I mean, fuck. They took away his parents. His dad is like forced to make more machines. His mom is trapped in a swan. His dog gets murdered. His house gets taken away and gets used as the fortress for the main villain, Bright King Boss. And now his body is like not even human. And the girlfriend that he's like he somewhat has a girlfriend with Luna, but even she's having doubts whether like she can like give him any like any motivation in life. So everything's bad for Kashan, man. Why you gotta treat him like that? I don't know, maybe I'm just very empathetic more than I thought. So I'm just like, why you gotta treat Kashan and Guts and Devilman and Genshiro like that? Why you gotta be so mean? Yeah, like I only seen Sins once, but I don't like the changes in Sins. I really don't. I do like the OVA because the English dub of the OVA did change the writing a little bit. So they have this implication that Bright King Boss might actually be his dad in Bright King Boss's body, or it could be either a creation that his father intentionally made him to be like that. So I think that's only in the dub where they made those changes, but I do like that little twist. Like I think it adds like context for the reboot at least. You know, just to like spicing things up a little bit. But yeah, Kashan is like gotta be up there for me, and even though I haven't watched the anime in like about maybe 5 or 6 years, so like there's a lot of things in this list that I need to rewatch or look at again. If you're wondering where this picture is from for Kashan, this is actually from the Italian Blu-ray cover. Yeah, I don't know if I can. Actually, let me see. Can I? Will this work? Actually, let me put the Italian title, Kashan Blu-ray. Let me see if there's a lag or not. Is this thing moving? I really don't know. I do recommend seeing Bob's Sayuki video regarding the series since the watch order was kind of confusing. Oh, you mean like Samurai Bob? I'm assuming. Yeah, I don't know why the like Kashan's only really big in Italy. I don't know. Italy just likes like a bunch of anime that America doesn't. Yeah, so I don't know if it's popping up on your screen or not. Oh yeah, okay, there it goes. It's been like, I'm assuming there's a lag. And to get back into Kashan, I like Kikaider more like parts of it because aside from Jiro, I found it kind of mediocre, and that was similar enough to that. Well, I saw Kashan first, so that's kind of the reason why I'm more biased towards him. Because I don't think I have Kikaider in my favorites, but I think I might like the manga a little more. There's a few panels that stand out to me. Okay, so it is appearing on the screen, but although I think there is like a lag. Wow, it is taking forever. But yeah, that's where I got the picture from. But let me go back to the tier list. Just letting you know where some of these things come from. Like the Gold 13 is the eye catch from episode 50. That's where it's from. To emphasize this again, a lot of these pictures are custom made that I did myself. Because of my anime list and pretty much a lot of places that have profile pictures are not like, they don't have the best photos. Not the best ones, I think. I think I just love the music and visual look of the film, if anything. It's dark, moody tone. I can tell it definitely influenced Sins to some degree. Yeah, that Bob. Okay. Yeah, because I haven't seen the Kashan movie either. Hold on, let me see your piece for my feedback. Okay. Wow, that thing is still stuck in Kashan because I'm looking at the... Yeah, okay, that might be a... I'm kind of waiting to see if that thing's gonna change. Let's see, Doodlebug 4. I do know that Project Arms had an Italian release by Yamato Video that's based on the special edit edition to fix a few animation errors in the Italian dub, the OVA. I liked the first episode of Kashan OVA, but found the rest kind of boring. I wish the writer of the first episode wrote the whole thing. Oh, actually, what I don't like about the OVA is the soundtrack, and same thing goes for Sins. Because Karo Wada's music just sounds the same in almost everything he does. Because he does the same thing for Saint Seiya Lost Canvas, The Gray Man, Samurai 7, Princess Tutu. When it's not the classical music, it's his soundtrack. Because a lot of them are they just blend together, and I hate it. I hate his music so much. I'm gonna put Blackjack in the... You know what? Maybe I shouldn't put all the S's right away. Maybe I should keep you guys guessing who's gonna be up there. But I already said Blackjack, so I guess I'll put him... I don't know where he goes. I guess here? Maybe... How much is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8. Yeah, let me pay attention here. Oh, damn. Where was I going with this? Hold on just a moment. Let me plug some things in here. And this is going to be a long stream. Oh, hold up. Yeah, I don't know if anyone heard that. What I was saying was that this is going to be a long stream because I'm also need to connect some stuff. Because what time is it? Like, I think I've been doing this for an hour and I barely got like 12, 13 people in this freaking corner. The repeat question, but Gungrave was one of your favorite anime at some point, right? I'm watching it now on Passive Betrayal, I guess. Have expected to see the MC on this list. Yeah, there's some series where I really like the anime, but I'm not sure if I really like the characters that much. Because if I rewatched Trigun, maybe Vash would have been here, or Wolf would. No, I think Vash probably would have been here more. I don't know. Because Gungrave was like top 10 for me at one point, but then it's been a long time that it might be like a top 20 or 30. So maybe there's some shows that are like that for me. But yeah, so Blackjack, I haven't even finished reading the manga, but the Blackjack OVA was my first introduction to the character, and then I just liked him instantly. I like the fact that it's similar to Gold 13. He's very morally gray. He's more grayer in the manga than anything, because Blackjack TV kind of softened him down a bit in terms of the ambiguity of Blackjack's modus operandi of healing people out of at a rip-off prices. Oh, what was the word? Dastardly deeds at an affordable price. That's how the D4C turned out. Whatever. But I just like the fact that he's very pacifistic in nature, but at the same time very brutal in his creeds. It's similar to Harlock and Gold 13, that he just sticks to his creed no matter what. He won't take a life, and he won't he doesn't approve of suicide, and that's where Vash's Stampede has a comparison there too. But because his villain Dr. Kiriko is a good opposite for Blackjack. It's oh, that's great. But I also like the fact that he's he's technically a post-World War victim, because his body was all mangled because of a undetonated mine, and then his mother paid the price, and then he had to be stitched back together. Very complex surgery, and then we also find out later that I think another black kid around his age donated his skin, which is why part of his skin is not the correct color. Because visual wise he looks like a cross between Frankenstein's monster and Dracula, with the way his collar is folded up and then the scar in his face. He just comes off as looking as this very evil looking person, but he's very appreciative of life. And the fact that he's just I guess I could say he's the most character person out of everything that I have here. He feels the most real. He feels more like a literature character than a battle shonen or superhero. That kind of stuff. He feels more like a more complex and mature than other things that I normally like. Because there's layers to this guy in terms of the storylines he goes through, and the hell of war of going back and forth between some cases, whether he has to save a murderer or whether to save this person. There are times where he regrets operating on somebody. The plot of Blackjack 21 is super fast, but I do appreciate some scenes in I think it's the first episode where his biological father wants him to yeah, because I believe he left him and his mom alone, and that's why he was refusing to work to do any job for his dad. But then his dad says, you need to fix my wife, and I want you to make her the most beautiful woman in the world. And to spite him, Blackjack basically does make her the most beautiful woman in the world. But his wife basically looks like his ex-wife, which was Blackjack's mom. And his response was that my mom is the most beautiful woman in the world, and now you gotta live with that, what you left behind. So he was angry at that. And that does become a plot point later towards the end of Blackjack 21. But I'm yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, well, similar to Kashan, there's the whole maternal aspect to him. So he does I don't know. Maybe I'm just seeing stuff of myself in these characters where they're just very attached to their families, or to somebody. Yeah. Let me go back here. The Blackjack cameo. Oh yeah, that Blackjack cameo in Pluto episode 1. I lost my shit when I heard Kirk Thurden talk. I'm oh fuck, it's the OVA. But I was annoyed that the cameo was so brief, because I know that's how it is in the manga. It's just it's just his shoes. It's and maybe the coat. I'm just yeah, that's all you get. Come on, give me more. Though weirdly, the 1998 movie is still stuck in limbo overseas. Which one? The Spriggan thing? I'm assuming, because I know the Blackjack movie is out. Like that's on Blu-ray. I have the Blu-ray because I had the Central Park Media DVD release for that. Yeah, all right. Let me pick like a random character. You know what? Maybe this might surprise people because let's just get this out of the way. I don't know if Kinnikuman is S or A for me. I don't know because Kinnikuman is the whole reason that I like the series to begin with, and I know that sounds redundant because Kinnikuman is the main character. That's like I know, but when I started Kinnikuman, I did not expect it for it to be comedic, and that kind of turned me off when I first looked at it. And then I started reading the manga, then I kept going, and the scene that really made me stick with Suguru, like a lot, is when it's in the 21st Olympics, I believe it's the 21st. It's when they're doing that race, and then there's this bridge where there's like there's no way to cross the bridge. There's like a gap in between. And Kinnikuman literally just shoves Lanky Man down and just rides over him to get across. I don't know why that particular scene is like what made me like the guy. And there's a bunch of other scenes too, because Falcon Punch brings it up every now and then, and like we joke about it. Like when Kinnikuman beats his first kaiju, because he's so happy that he just takes a dump on someone's house. It's just like, what are you doing, Kinnikuman? But then there's other things too, like the fact that Kinnikuman is the whole like, you know, like the master of shonen friendship. I don't think there's anyone better than Kinnikuman. I don't think. Where like everyone is gonna go to the MK friendship fatality with Kinnikuman. Boom, friendship. Like we just fought, now we're friends. That's how it works. Because there's a lot of scenes, whether it's the beginning with Terry Man, where you know Kinnikuman, you're not the Japanese superhero anymore. Like you're not even getting paid, but I need to save these people because that's what a superhero does. Without love in your heart, you can't be a superhero. Dan. But I also want to say that Akira Kamiya was really the big reason that I like Kinnikuman a lot, because that might be his best performance in anything, alongside like Ryo Saiba and Kenshiro. But Kinnikuman is just like it just goes back and forth so much. It could go like very goofy to really manly at the drop of a hat. It's just like, god damn it. But Kinnikuman is just like incredible. He's a very funny guy, but I also do like when he's. Admittedly, I don't like the way he's written in 2011, because like Kinnikuman, like you shouldn't be this cowardly anymore. I like his growth, especially some super surprise and scramble for the throne, where he gets mad at Harabote, because like, why didn't you remove Omega Man's body from the ring? I could have won this fight. And then like, here, Kinnikuman, I'm sorry, take some Gyudo, and then just smacks Gyudon out. And I'm like, holy shit, this is a serious Kinnikuman. But Kinnikuman is fun as a character. He's like very courageous when he wants to, or when he finally gets to be courageous. I guess that's what I really appreciate, that he's just so weird. It's just so unique how he just flip-flops between the two, and it doesn't come off as terrible, except in 2011. Where, like, when he's fighting against, like, Peekaboo, I'm just like, come on. Come on, you fought greater enemies than this, Kinnikuman. You fought everybody. You fought Robin Mask, you fought Robin Man, Robin Mask, Wars Man, Buffalo Man, Super Phoenix, Akuma Shogun, Ashura Man, Sneak Gators, Tekasa King, Black Hole. I'm forgetting somebody. You fought Atlantis. You fought Spring Man also. You fought Planet Man. You fought Kinnikuman Zebra. I was gonna say he fought Mariposa, but no, that was Robin Mask. You fought Kamehame. You fought Omega Man. You fought against Mammoth Man too, technically, with the team battle. I don't know if I'm forgetting. You fought Neptune Man and Big the Budo. I mean, you shouldn't be fearing freaking Peekaboo. You shouldn't be fearing that, Chojin. Of all people, because later on you fight Nemesis, and like that's where his valor returns to him. And then he stops Akuma Shogun from killing like the man. But yeah, I guess like I'm more bugged by 2011's by his antics, because he didn't want to fight that that perfect the perfect over the Choshin, the one that's from Kamehameha's planet. I don't remember his name, but yeah, so I guess that's my problem. Maybe Kinnikuman's an A because of that, because he's not consistently an S. But what character that's consistently an S is the oh, fuck, well, the Texas Bronco. Man, I forgot about that. They're like Terry Man. Terry Man is like the best friend of Kinnikuman, like the best number 2 guy probably in anything. Terry Man is just that good. I mean, he took a bullet for Kinnikuman, lost his freaking leg. So, you know, he took that personally. And then, like, I'm actually shocked, like, how his storyline goes in this dark direction. And I'm really wondering if these are just, like, lucky circumstances, or did Yuta Tamago actually plan for, like, new Terry Man to be a thing, to fight against Kinnikuman, because he took the bullet for Kinnikuman, lost his leg, then lost his opportunity in the 21st Olympics because, like, he stopped the train to save a puppy. And then he comments on all this. Because even early on, there's always, like, this darkness towards Terry Man. Because there's a few panels where you just look at his face, like in the American Tour arc, when he's fighting against that tag team. I forgot their names. Like, the freaking Magician Devil and this other guy, I don't remember his name, because there's a lot of panels where Terry Man's face is just like this mix of like angry, sad, and like evil. I don't know what it is. It's just somewhere in between. Then also when he's fighting Ashura Man, like, he took that pretty personally when he loses his arms, and then when he's breaking off like Ashura Man's arms off only to get his stolen. It's just like, damn. And then the whole new Terry Man stuff, where he's fighting against Sunshine and Ashura Man, and then things don't go his way with Geronimo. He's like, oh, like, damn, I'm so used to teaming up with Kinnikuman, like, I need him back. And then, you know, his sacrifice to, like, in the final match against Neptune Man and Big the Budo, where he gets struck by lightning and he just comes back to life, like, unconscious. And he just stands back up, and that's like the big manly tears friendship moment of Terry Man. And then he just gets sidelined a little. And I'm just annoyed that I feel like Terry Man needs like a big win. So maybe we could see something with a time Chojin, because right now, I am shocked that Terry Man's only had like 2 fights, right? I'm not wrong about that, right? It was only against Max Radio and like Justice Man. That's it. Like, Terry Man hasn't done anything else. I'm just like, what? There's gotta be more for Terry Man. Because even in Scramble for the Throne, the only thing that really stood out to me when he's fighting against King 100 Ton, I think that was everything. Like, I'm kind of shocked, because I want to say he fought more. He did more than that, but I don't know. I feel like Terry Man needs to do more stuff again. Such spell. Yeah, I've seen that and read that series a long time ago. Oh no, Rodrigo, don't put guts for C for that. No. How dare you? Jose Urbina, speaking though, if the Kinnikuman anime finally gain a reboot remake, should we expect more anime reboot remakes sometimes in the future? Because right now the gaming industry is obsessed. I see what you mean. Because I've been hearing a lot of The Last of Us remakes. I'm just like, PlayStation, do other stuff. If Kinnikuman was JoJo, Terry Man would be Jobro. Yeah. 2018, we had a bunch of revival and anniversary series. Just look back at what anime came out in 2018. There was a bunch of things. Like Devilman Crybaby, Baki 2018. Cutie Honey Universe, Mazinger Z Infinity. Dororo was the following year. Lupin the Third Part 5, which was like a big anniversary thing. Like I'm drawing a blank, but I can guarantee you there was like 15 or 20 animes that were just celebrating their anniversary that year. Darkness, am I gonna watch the live action Yu Hakusho? Maybe. I feel like I should rewatch the anime first. Let's see, Maurice Rock. Guy named Kerry Von Erich lost his foot and wrestled in a prosthetic. They know about that. Did you know someone translated the PS2? Oh wait, no, that's not aimed at me. Oops. Battle Stadium Dawn. I do remember Shonen Sange mangas got licensed over here, though that was due to Showpro having a hand in that. The Guts of Doom 99. Unpopular opinion as hell, Jonathan is a better protagonist than Jotaro. Maybe. Did I miss any hot takes? Wing of Shoe? Probably where I put Guts and Jonathan. Damn, barely any progress. I'm sorry. How could you not add Edojima? Yeah, jeez. I feel Momotaro sums up, like, you know, let's speed this up a little bit. Let me, you're gonna get like a full, boom, another boom, and another one. Sorry, that sounds like a meme. I don't mean to do that. So yeah, there's the Kinnikuman row. Let me put. I feel that Momotaro sums up like. Do I like Momo more than Jotaro, or do I like Jotaro? No, you know what? I like Momo just a little bit more than Jotaro because he has more appearances. So like, I feel Momotaro can sum up all of like most of Otokojuku characters. I do feel Edojima is different enough. Maybe he should have been here. I don't know, because I do have I have two Togashi pictures. One of them needs to go away. I do have Togashi, Toromaru, and J somewhere. I have two J's. Yeah, it's. To be honest, Terry Man went farther for Kinnikuman than any Jojo did for JoJo. Fits of Blue Sky Regenesis, there we go, and Megalobox, there you go, there's the other ones. But I know there's more. I'm pretty sure there's more, because I want to say there was like 15 or 20 anime that were just like anniversary special related things. Because with Momotaro, like, you do see him a little bit in Akatsuki Otokojuku, but also in the infamous manga that I don't know how I can talk about it on YouTube. It's called Sora Yori Takaku. The most pornographic thing I ever read, and it's not even hot. It is just gross. It's the ugliest like porn I ever seen. Sora Yori Takaku is like this ugly manga. It's like, it should be serious, but at the same time it's not. But then out of nowhere, it has like an Otokojuku arc inside of it. It's like, where did this come from? Why is this so good? But also, like, why? Like, Momotaro is the Prime Minister of Japan. Also, in that same manga, oh my god, why are you making Momo do that to that guy? I know it's not Momo, but why are you drawing your character doing this? Why is he getting a blowjob? Oh no. But more seriously, Momotaro is like, as soon as the whole Jotaro aspect, well, Momotaro is more of a genuine delinquent, school character, because he is in school. He's a high school dropout. I'm assuming he's a high school dropout. I don't recall if he said that he graduated or he just like dropped before he graduated. I don't remember, but Otokojuku takes in like high school dropouts. Similar to like how I found out about Otokojuku is for Ken was that I think I was looking for anime similar to Fist of North Star, and then I think it was like a blog of like manly anime openings, and Otokojuku was in there, and then I noticed that Momotaro looked like Kenshiro, And then I started watching the anime, and then it just became history. Otoko Juku's been one of my like top tier favorites for like forever. But I do like him more than Jotaro because I do feel Momo is possibly a bit manlier. Um, there's a lot of more physical actions Momotaro can do that Jotaro can't do. There's that. I also feel like the whole like bandana sword thing is like one of the coolest things ever. Also, when he spins with his sword, because in J Stars, Momotaro was broken as fuck. Once you do that spinning attack where he's like spinning with his sword, it's absurdly strong. You could also summon a tiger like Ramen Man. Although it's a little unfair here because Ramen Man is like, am I counting the original Ramen Man, or does Victory Ramen Man count as a separate character that I should put also on this list? I don't know. Because Victory Ramen Man can shoot 2 tigers from his hands. So powerful, so manly. Like Chojin Kempo, man. But yeah, as you notice here, my reasonings are pretty much the same as in like the favorite list videos that I've done. I do like that Ramen Man as a redemption arc for his character. Warsman, I want to see more of Warsman in 2011 because he's supposed to be like the protege of Robin Mask, but we haven't seen much of anything. Because the last thing we got some self commentary, some self observation. I don't know, like a deep dive of his own personality, wondering like can he live up to Robin Mask? And then Robin Mask might actually move higher because of like the crazy shit that's going on in 2011, where he's like, no, I'm gonna team up with Buffalo Man and we're gonna join the man. I mean, no, we're gonna join the one, the one. I want to fight you again, Kinnikuman. Like, oh fuck, Robin, what are you doing? Cindy goes for Buffalo Man. Actually, where is he? Where's there we go. Let me put Buffalo Man here since we're on the subject. Because the Buffalo Man, like, it kind of went up because I kind of realized that Buffalo Man is very similar to Devil Man, and the fact that he's like both a Justice Chojin and a Devil Chojin. It's like, where does Buffalo Man go? What is his allegiance? He keeps flipping sides. But I also kind of like the fact that he's so like distraught about it. So I'm really interested where Buffalo Man and Robin Mask are going in 2011, since they're joining forces with the one, the fucking one. Like, oh god, I still can't get over that. I thought the man would be like the manliest name ever. But it's like, no, I am the one. That's like, oh god. But I do want Ramen Man to do more because I'm like, I don't recall. He only had 2 fights, right? It was against Marvelous and Nemesis. I think he fought Nemesis. It's been too long. But Warsman fought against Polar Man and that robot Choshin. But what we got with Warsman is good, but also I'm thinking about Warsman like in Kinnikuman Issei in part 2, where he was like Kevin Maska's teacher. So that role is really good for him. And then I do have a little bit bias for cyborgs, as you can see with Joe the Condor and Kashan here. But but I don't know. I want to see Warsman like live up to his potential. Same thing goes for Ramen Man and Terry Man. I want Kinnikuman to stop cowarding. Stop being a coward. Stop it. Tone it down a little at least. Yeah, so like I am super invested in the Kinnikuman characters, but I think this is where they all go, because I do know I do have a little more like Akuma Shogun and Ataru. I just don't know exactly where they go, because I need to reread 2011, or maybe by the time I start reading it again, the anime will be out, and I'll be like, Akuma Shogun is gonna be like A tier or something. Because Ataru is like, I think I'll put him C, because like he doesn't do enough. Because I understand his sacrifice. He was in Scramble for the Throne, and then recently he came back in 2011. That was like the coolest thing ever. It was basically more of a debate with him and Omega Man about like, well, what's going on here? What is justice? Like, who is in the right? But I will put Ataru over Jonathan. Let me move that. Let me move that. I said, because I do think Ataru is like one of the coolest like Chojin designs ever. And yeah, let me read comments. The man in the one. Yeah. Yeah, this became like a brief Kinnikuman podcast right now. Just holy shit. Where do I go from here? Where do I go from here? Let me let's see how many are in this roll. Just like 8, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I haven't put the top 10 yet. I need like oh yeah, let me talk a little more about Momotaro. Yeah, so Momotaro is just that I just think it's cooler because I think even though I seen these two around the same time, I do feel that Momotaro just comes off as more interesting. Because for a while I was actually more into Togashi more than anybody. I thought Momotaro was kind of bland. It wasn't until I made that manly characters list that I kind of realized no, Momotaro is actually like much more cooler than I remember. Like when he gets in, I think it's anime only, when he gets imprisoned in the punishment tower and he's holding up the wall, and then his response was that when he gets out of it, it's like, yeah, that was fun. Like what? You know, the spirit of Tokujuku, leader of the first years, Tsurugi Momotaro. I don't know, just that introduction is great. He's so stylish too, when his jacket starts flowing. It just makes it look good. You know, the swordsman thing is great also. Because even though he's like inspired by Kenshiro, I do feel like he isn't different enough, especially with like the way Miyashita drew him in the 80s. Because like a lot of the Tokugawa characters have like these really big chests, and it's like really detailed, and I really like the cross hatching on the pants. I just feel that Momotaro is like the one that stands out the most. Oh yeah, I should mention this is actually from a pachinko picture. I don't know, maybe I should make it like a slideshow of like where do these pictures come from, because all this from the Kinnikuman is from the trailer of 2024. This one from Ataru is actually from the 2019, I think, the very end of that anniversary animation special thing that came out. The only true betrayer is Ashura, man. Although seeing you being hyped by Kinnikuman is always awesome. Can't wait for a reaction when the anime drops. Yeah, do live stream reactions with the Kinnikuman anime releases. Jobbers will always be jobbers in the Kinnikuman series. No Saint Seiya characters. Luis 03. I don't know, maybe. If anyone's going to be in here, it's going to be Dragon Shiryu and Phoenix Iki. So I don't know, maybe I'll add stuff later in the future. I think because of a great emphasis on Momo carrying the duties of being a leader while Jotaro's very aloof. Because Jotaro can get really one note in the part 3. A lot of the time he's just like very angry, but I also didn't like that the majority of his villains were just like, you know, Fist the North Star thugs that just got their ass beat and started crying at the sight of him. What made Jotaro cool in part 3 was like the Darby fight. Just how like collected he can be. And, you know, also the payback against Steel Dan of Steel, Steely Dan against him. That was a good like beatdown. Because part of my fond memories of Jotaro comes from the OVA. I just really like the way he looks. Because like there's also that promotional artwork from the Laserdisc, whereas he has his shirt turn off, and he just looks so freaking cool in that. It's a very masculine picture, even though it doesn't happen in the OVA. That doesn't happen, but it looks so cool. And I think that's Junichi Hayama's drawing also. So that's like bonus points for that. Because I am used to seeing Jotaro in blue, and it's kind of sad for me. I'm like, oh, he's in black now. I was kind of hoping for green. But yeah, because Jotaro like gets more complex in part 4 with the mentor role, where he's even more calm and collected and more stoic. I really like the episode where he's fighting against the rats, especially the animation for part 4, because they definitely like make him look a bit more manlier there. Because his design is a really good design, especially by the end of part 3 and early part 4, because that's when he looks so refined in the design. It also helps that the 2014 anime was so freaking detailed. So it was, I mean, it is super crazy how even like extras, like the first manly thing you see are the 3 fishermen picking up like the Dio coffin. And I'm like, geez, why are their backs so detailed? I'm like, fuck. And like I already knew I was gonna have a good time watching the new Stardust Crusaders. So I'm just like, whoa, it's gonna consistent, and it was like very consistent too of looking like that detailed, because the OVAs like did flip flop in the '90s one, because like the Vanilla Ice episode is the worst looking one out of all the JoJo OVAs. Like it just looks awful, because you look, there's one scene in Jotaro's face just looks ugly as hell. Although the Darby OVA episode is the one that looks the most like the manga. Not a single thing has really replicated that. For whatever reason, that episode has very manga-looking visuals, especially with Jotaro's face when he's drinking, when he's taking a drink. You get yourself a drink, y'all. Say it now, Darby. Yeah, the OVA is great, but yeah, the problem with Jotaro, you can get really one note. I do feel that even though I praise how collected he is in part 4, he's also like a little too stoic in part 4. That makes sense, because I also found it weird that Jotaro is like a JoJo, that he's a Joestar, because he's not that expressive compared to like any of the other Joestars, at least like aside from anger. Because I didn't really like the beginning where he should have been that I'll be the judge should have been like a recurring line. That should have been his "you're already dead," but that doesn't happen. Yeah, but I still really like him a lot in terms of like, who do you think is the manliest JoJo? Yeah, it's him. Duh. It's gotta be Jotaro and Momo. Like, so yeah, we'll see where we go from here. Let's move on. Because we're gonna be here like till like 2 in the morning at this rate. Does Akira Kongo go in A? Because when it comes to Akira Kongo, the reason like I put him so high is that he's so refreshing, because he's like the last true manly original concept. It's him and Toriko are like the last of manly. I haven't seen like a new manly thing that I'm like, yeah, this is what it used to be like. Because I know there's Kengan Asura, which I read the first series, all of it, but I'm like, I didn't really like it all that much, to be honest. That's why there's no characters here, or there's no I just thought it was okay. Like I appreciate the masculine tone. I do like the illustrations. They're very detailed. It has its own manly style, which I also appreciate. So it's not like, oh, it's like Hara or Itagaki or some other. It's very its own, because I do like how elongated and like abstract some of those like panels can get. There's a lot of expressive, gritty faces too. But Kongo Bancho is like the last of manly. It's like the whole concept. It's like, yeah, the show is about masculinity and like delinquents, and like we're gonna have a tournament. I love the fact that even his brother Takeshi is just like he looks so much like him. But I love Takeshi's introduction, where he just literally goes inside a car and he just shoves his head out of there. Same thing goes for like his dad, like on the diet building's face. Looks like a Mount Rushmore come to life. But Akira Kongo, he's like, I also appreciate that he's like behind the times. He doesn't understand anything. He doesn't understand modern technology. Everything's just like foreign to him. He's literally an 80s character moved into the future. And those early Kongo Bancho chapters are so great, where he just like very Takeshi like also, where he's just very motivational and encouraging. And he's just like showing like such a positive outlook with other people, and sort of motivating them to like strive to become better. It's just like a nice return to form, especially how other characters keep commenting like they're looking at him saying like, that's not normal, like what is this, like it's called a man from shonen, it's 80s shonen man. So I really like that commentary, and also like how absurdly big he can get in more ways than one. Because there's a lot of panels where he's just so colossal, and then at the very end where he's just like, oh my fucking god. At the end with his fight against his brother Takeshi Kongo, which might be a reference to Kamen Rider Takeshi Hongo, maybe, possibly, it could be. The final Kongo Bancho fight is just like that. The scale of that fight is absurd. It's amazing. But yeah, Akira Kongo is just like, because I put him number 2 in manliest characters ever, and I'm just like, yeah, Akira Kongo is like, he has to be up there. He's amazing. So he's probably an A for me. Unless I could think of other characters to put an S that I overlooked. I don't know. Golden Kamui Tsukimoto's not on the list. I haven't read Golden Kamui, so that's why it's not there. Jotaro only expresses Joestar lineage hoblenness through his fists. Yeah. I love how the Part 5 anime look. I still think it's the most well-done animated part so far. Yeah, I don't understand why 3 and 5 look so detailed and not like the rest. I would like to see a re-release of the JoJo OVA Blu-ray version with a bonus disc of Phantom Blood OVA. We all want to see Phantom Blood, man. I do. No Ryoma or Koji in this list. I need to rewatch Getter Robo, and when it comes to Mazinger, like I couldn't really get into the 70s anime even though I bought the show. It's been a very slow process, but I did read Shin Mazinger Zero, and that might be my favorite Mazinger thing ever alongside the Mazen Kaiser OVAs. With Getter Robo, I need to re-experience that because I only read the original series and saw all the OVA animes. Along with a new one that came out, it was Getter Robo Arc. I saw that barely this year. But yeah, I would need to rewatch those things because Ryoma would more than likely be in there. But I think I'll surprise myself and maybe I might like Hayato more because I do like his transformation from crazy terrorist to like leader, like charismatic leader that sees like the big picture. Like delinquent psycho murder terrorist. It's just like, oh, like, because Hayato was like the greatest change. And then of course Musashi with his like, you know, fuck dinosaurs. His finale is so epic. So I don't know, like it's like in the same page as Kill la Kill, where it's been such a long time, and Yu Yu Hakusho, where it's been so long that I need to like rewatch those things again. I think that's the reason why I need to go back and make videos, because like I need to recall what I experience right now and forever preserve that memory so I don't get confused or doubt myself. Use the manga versions for both. Well, I did read the manga for Mazinger and Great Mazinger, but I just like the Shin Mazinger stuff a lot more. It's pretty crazy how like Shin Mazinger erased Zero erased every mecha. It's like there is only Mazinger, not even Great Mazinger. just only one mecha, and it's me. Yeah. Let me where does Jolene go? I want to say maybe an A, but then that makes me question about Guts. Hold on, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you know, this would be 11 to 20. Jolene above Guts. Because it's a list, so I could go into favoritism more than objectism. But at the same time, I'm like, maybe, or maybe I'll swap. Admittedly, I haven't thought about Guts in years, so that's the thing. I mean, Guts does have a theme, you know, that choir soliloquy of just that peaceful time. Because the picture that I think of when I see Guts with that music, and he's it doesn't play in the scene, but it's when he's resting in the forest after that 100-man slaughter. Because I picture Guts' theme with that scene, even though that doesn't happen in the anime. But also I just can't help but think about Guts as like, oh, fuck man, why is this guy's life so tragic? But Jolene is just like really top tier manly in terms of like characterization, and also I love the fact that she's so devoted to the idea of that she has to do this. It's not because like I want to do this, it's more like I have to do this. I need to save like my father. I need to finish what he started. I need to stop this evil. I have to do these things. And then, even though this is messed up, I do like the fact that there's that one scene in the prison where some criminal like throws this shit on Jolene's face and she just rubs it off. I'm just like, damn. And then in that same scene, there's like some cockroaches like touching her bread. and that's the only food she has left, and she takes a bite out of it regardless because I have to gain my strength. I have to survive. I'm like, God damn, this young woman. Why is she so buff? she's so built also, like, for at age 19, I think 19 or 20. I'm just like, why are you so mature for your age? It's like, which is crazy because, like, I was younger when I was like super into her, but now it just feels awkward because I'm like, man, I'm in my 30s. I know it's a fictional character, but still, it's a little weird. Well, as long as I don't do it in real life, then it's okay. I don't want to go the Shimabukuro route. That'd just be awful. So I don't know. Maybe I'll move Jolene down, right? Or swap places with Guts. I don't know, or unless someone else comes around. Let me look at comments. Ryo K Hayato. I never noticed that until now. Same here, Landio. I get the feeling the makers of Project Arms were fans of Ghetto Robles, and some of the main characters' names were Ryo, Hayato, and K. Danny Boy, Hayato Jin had a really interesting evolution throughout the whole franchise, while Ryoma stays mostly the same despite becoming wiser. If I remember correctly, he created Getter Black, like, on the moon, right? Jolene disappointed me in the ending. She didn't do anything in the end. Well, she did. She saved Emporio. Emporio's the reason. But if you mean... But that fight was basically her, like, deadliest struggle against Pucci, because honestly I was kind of hoping she would sort of resurface as like a blob of string when because there are moments where you don't see what she looks like when after she turns inside out, and I'm kind of wondering, is she just like a blob? But then no, she just has the Mobius strip in her torso, and I thought it was gonna be like something else, like a little more nasty. And then she comes back from that. But I just like the fact that there's like a lot of scenarios where she does things for people. Because like you see Jolene save some kids. And I just kind of really like that. Like I guess I just appreciate how maternal she can be. But also like very like... how very masculine she can get also. It's like this nice blend. Of both having like both maternal instincts and like very like testosterone mixed with the estrogen. I know Guts has done the same because Guts has gone through like some mentoring with Isodoro and sort of forming a new family with his like new raiders. But I don't know. Maybe Guts will change in the future. Maybe by the time I'm like 40 or 50 years old when Berserk finishes, I'll be like, Guts is actually top 5, and it took me this long to realize that. Who knows? Because I mean, like, at the rate Berserk is going, I have no idea how old would I be when it finishes. So I don't know. Maybe I might swap them, but yeah, I don't know. Because the other scene that's really good with Jolene was the fight against I like how brutal the shit. Now I'm going back and forth because I'm thinking how brutal the fight was with Jolene against the Westwood Guard, and also with even though it was very talky heavy, I do like the messages and the themes during her fight against that Son of Dio, the one with the rods. I don't remember his name. I think it was Donatello. I think it was Donatello. I don't remember. Because I like the fact that she sets herself on fire, which is a callback to Joseph Joestar. Same thing goes when she like gave mercy to Foo Fighters. That's another Joseph Joestar moment. And then because with Guts, like when it comes to Guts, I can think of much more darker stuff that he's done. Like during the fairy, the Retribution arc, I think that's what it's called, where he's fighting against that fairy apostle. And then he's just slaughtering like all these dead bodies, and the fairies turn back into kids. And then he's like sprayed himself with a cocoon, and there's just like this very visceral image where he has like half a kid in his mouth, holding it by the intestines as he's being drenched in its like cocoon goo. Or also the same scene where he just like, Guts is pretty hardcore. So we could get to that, but he's also a lot of empathy, and even since childhood. So You know what? Maybe I'll switch them. Let me switch. Let me switch them because with Akira Kongo, like the reason I could put all these characters above Guts, despite all the trauma and like the depth of the Black Swordsman, and his shift from like evil to good, is that I guess I just have more fun with these characters. Maybe, I don't know. Because Akira Kongo definitely leans more on the comical side and the absurdity side, more than Guts. He's not as complex as Guts, but it's fine. It doesn't have to be. I don't know. I guess it's just more biased. Here we go. Let's see what else is here. Yeah, Jolene was hardcore. I don't think even Araki himself knows what the right color of the JoJo character's clothes is. Kind of needs to think that Giorno is the youngest in her, but still seems as one of the most mature. The end of part 6 was supposed to end JoJo's average. Yeah, I know. In a way, it technically does because you know the retcon universe with Steel Ball Run and all that. Getting kind of late over here. Won't be here as the only Kagugo fan to see him get ranked live, but I'll watch the vid later. Good night, y'all. Good night, Danny boy. Yeah. Because I actually don't know where even Kagugo where is he? Other areas. Actually, I didn't make a picture for him. This is just like the default one from Anime List. Berserk will either end with a conclusion where he'll become a senior citizen, or end in cancellation where he will stay young. Yeah, like the magazine Youngblood Animal. I don't know if Falcon Punch is still here, so like this one's for him. I'm putting Hadlar, I think, in B. I don't think many people here know who the hell this guy is. Hadlar is the Dark Lord from Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai. The thing is, Hadlar looks very different at the start of the show. He pretty much looks like he looks like Piccolo, but with hair. If that makes any sense, because he's the Dark Lord. He comes off with a black hood first, and then he takes it off, and you can see his like white locks, his white hair. Berserk's either gonna end like Violence Jack or Devilman. It wouldn't surprise me, but I'm okay either way. But Hadlar, he's like very top tier manly also, which like I guess I'm giving you like some hints on the potential manly villain list. I'm still looking for candidates. I have like 17 or 18 people in the list already out of 20, so that's already a better sign than years ago. The thing is with Hadlar is that he was a previous Dark Lord, but then he pretty much gets like usurped by an even darker Lord, which is Lord Vern or King Vern. I think it was King Vern. I don't remember if it was King or Lord, but Vern is like above him now, and then basically, freaking Hadlar got reduced to a henchman. That's what it basically comes down to. But he has like so much like changes throughout the whole anime, as he's trying to find ways to like defeat Dai and Pop and basically Dai's party, the hero's party, but he's just failing at every possible turn. He's gonna get to the point where he's basically not just get demoted, but possibly sentenced to death. And he goes to like some drastic, extreme measures to change things. So he undergoes like this experiments. I forgot what it was called. I want to say Superior experiment, but Superior is from Gungrave, so I don't know if I'm getting the two confused, or they coincidentally have the same name. But he undergoes this experiment, and then that's when he becomes like this manly looking thing, where he's like half, I forgot what he was. He's like half Darkling, half like Homunculi or something. I forgot the actual terminology of Dragon Quest Dai. I don't remember what they're supposed to be. But the point is that he's like this hybrid of creatures, and then he makes his own henchmen, which are chess pieces made out of they're made of this very specific metal, which is like the most hardest substance in the world. I forgot what it's called. I don't remember, unless like someone familiar here with Dragon Quest lore, because I don't. I never played a Dragon Quest game. But Hadlar becomes like this manly god. Where he has like this redemption arc where he just wants to fight Dai. He has like this warrior's code, and his like his henchman Offspring I forgot what they call them, the chess pieces, like I don't remember it, even though I saw it earlier this year. But his knights are like so committed to his actions. They're like pretty much like a part of himself, except for like I think the rook just did things on his own. But the pawn is like his avatar pretty much. His descendant. But Hadlar, he just gets like this. He gets like these manly tears moments that come out of nowhere. I'm just like, oh man, I'm getting feels. It's like on par when Rao was crying with Toki. That's like the weight of his tears are. I'm just like, holy shit. And this coming from the guy that came off as like this like generic bad guy at first, and then he just overcomes all this like strife and challenges and becomes like this very romanticized villain where even the heroes respect him. It's just like, yeah, Hadlar just becomes like one of a kind. It's like I was just like so impressed that this guy existed since the 90s, because the anime barely went a full adaptation like 2019, I believe, because the character existed since the 90s. I'm like, I never discovered him until now. Because the only thing I've seen of Dragon Quest was a review from Falcon Punch from the manga. And then I just barely got around to watching the anime. I got hooked immediately with the new anime. And then I need to go back and watch the 90s version, because it turns out I saw the 90s episode as a kid, and I never, for the longest time, I was wondering what anime that was, and I never knew, because it got to the point of thinking maybe it was like a Western cartoon that I didn't recognize, because I couldn't figure out what it was until finally, after so many years, I'm like, oh, that's where it's from. I know what it is now. Because literally, like, there was one scene that stayed in my memory for the longest time, which was the Yonko storyline, where he's holding like where he had a skeleton father, and because it was throwing me off, because in the 90s anime he's like orange, while in the reboot he's like white. So I'm watching the episode for the 2019. I'm like, this seems very familiar. And then I look in the 90s anime to look for the episode and see, like, this would almost be perfect. I think it might be the show, but if only the skeleton was orange, and then boom, he shows up. I'm like, oh, it was the show. It was the thing I saw as a kid. So yeah, and then, so now I know what it is. It's like a chapter of my life closed with that discovery. Want to say Orichalcum? Yeah, okay, that's probably what it is. That's probably what it is. Honestly, JoJo's been going downhill since part 8. Part 7 at its fault was it's going more for 8 and 9. Good night, everybody. See ya. Sorry about this. Yeah, everyone's leaving. I took too long. If I'm having a commentary of a tier list, I'm going to have to change the thumbnail too when I can. Like, tier list of my favorite 50 characters. Yeah, so since I'm still stuck in Dragon Quest, where the hell is Pop? I think I'll put Pop above Hadlar, because I do like the character a lot. Because similar to like Usopp and Krillin and maybe Shaggy, I don't know, because he's a coward, but I feel like I relate to him more than anything. Because there was times in my life I was not like the bravest person, and I feel Pop is very motivational to me, because he starts out as this coward loser, and then he just becomes this brave guy, and like he just gets so much development throughout the whole fucking anime. It's similar to Hadlar, where he just starts out as this loser, gets braver, gets confidence, and then he gets like more hardships because of that newfound confidence. Then the friendship would die to also another number 2 guy right underneath Terry Man, which is awesome. So yeah, like the other number 2 guy, the best friend, and he's like he's there for die. Like he's there always, man. It's like, especially where he proves his worth towards the end, where he's gonna sacrifice himself, even though he did cause like a big incident, which like he actually caused 2 big incidents where I'm like, Pop, you're ruining this, don't do this, Pop. When it becomes like this master mage by the end of the series, and then how he pretty much saved the day fighting against Vern, against Vern's like ultimate spell. I'm just like, oh shit, Pop all the way. I guess I'll throw in Dai. I think I'll put Dai underneath Hadlar because I think that's the order of Dragon Quest characters. Because I really like Dai. He's like pretty much the perfect representation of the hero's journey with a little bit of Devilman thrown in there. It all goes back to Devilman, doesn't it? Since he's like the Dragon Knight, because also the stuff that he goes with his father Baran. And it's similar to like Devilman and Kashan. It's like, he's like part of two worlds because he's not actually human, and that bothers him. And then there's one point where he gets amnesia, and Pop is trying to save him. And I think Pop is the one that breaks him free out of the amnesia. I don't remember. Like I want to say it was because I sped run through those 100 episodes like so fucking fast. I'm just like, man, this is the most amazing thing ever. Because to the point where Dragon Quest the anime moved up to like my top 5 of like a favorite things ever. I'm just like, yeah, like it has to be up there. It is super flawed. I gotta let you know that there's some very BS Kinnikuman Saint Seiya moments in Dragon Quest, which were pretty bad. But I felt like the good outweighed the bad, so it was okay with me. I like the characters. I like the medieval fantasy. I like the way I like what it's doing, so I'm okay. I can overlook these things. Yeah, so Dai is just very Dragon Ball in nature as well, but it's like the best of like what a Kid Koku derivative could be, because especially with because he also had the Gon Freaks. He redates Gon Freaks, I believe. So there's that Dragon Ball influence a lot, where he's like a secluded boy living with monsters, and then like he goes out to the real world and sees like all these different things, interacts with people. But then it's kind of similar to Tarchan, where he feels like an outsider because he finds out when he's not human, and he's kind of having doubts about humanity itself. But then he realizes that humanity is good because he spent a lot of time with his slime friend. I don't remember what it's called. Fuck, I'm forgetting names left and right. The gold one, the golden slime. That's like a tearjerker scene. And then for the very end, where he makes all this like heroic accomplishments, it's like Dai's battles are like Sonic Frontiers level of like gargantuan in scale. Because the things that he fights, man, it's crazy. Especially by the very end against like Vern. I'm just like, Vern is like Demon Lord Dante by the end of the series. It's like, holy shit. Yeah, it's pretty up there. Like I do like Dai. Like like I said earlier, like I think the hero's journey is like perfected in that one character. The problem is that they're just characters that I like more than him. By a few, especially when the new Kinnikuman anime comes out. I mean, I'm gonna lose my shit every episode. And whenever Fist of North Star comes back, who knows? Maybe everybody's just like, no, every character from Fist of North Star is like top 20. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm gonna play any Dragon Quest. Usopp is a human in a world of almost monsters who wouldn't be scared. You go crazy trying to count everything Devilman inspired. Parodies based on them. You just describe how I feel about JoJo Part 7. Oh. Beat is another nice series from the same creators. Oh, right. I wasn't aware they made that, but I can kind of see it now. No, I haven't. I don't know if I'm ever gonna play any Dragon Quest games. Let me think. Who else is in here? Who else is in here so I can like, because I don't want to go like in order. Okay, maybe this might shock some people if I put them like, I'm putting these girls at the very bottom because I don't remember most of the anime of Kei and Yuri from Dirty Pair. This picture, like, I thought it was from a Blu-ray, but it's actually from a DVD digipack. And this is like the most high-def pictures of them that exist. Just look Dirty Pair VAP DVD. I think you should find it like that. If not, then maybe I should make like a slideshow, or maybe on Twitter I'll post links to some of the pictures or something. Actually, I retweeted the picture on Twitter just recently. It was a couple hours ago. But yeah, like Kei and Yuri are going to be at the bottom because I honestly don't remember most of their episodes that happened. I do recall them being very fun. I recall that they had a major body count of some accidental, some intentional. The 3WA, the 30 Angels, they're supposed to be called trouble consultants, but they're really more like the troublemakers because like disaster just follows them. They create so much havoc in their misadventures as police cops, space police cops, I should say. But I'm putting them at the bottom because I honestly don't remember much about it, much individual episodes. I do recall that those two girls were like constantly horny. They always had like off-screen boyfriends or off-screen dates or sometimes on-screen. I remember one scene in it was either an OVA episode or the movie. I want to say it's an OVA episode where Kay's like looking at some pictures. They're about to park or something. Kay sees like a picture of a man, and she just like licks her lips, and it's just like, just my type. I'm just like, goddamn, Kay, tone it down. It might have been an OVA because I'm pretty sure like there was like because the Nozomi releases from Right Stuff. They had like double audio. One was from like Streamline, I think the other was from Manga Entertainment. One dub was dirtier than the other. I want to say that one of the lines was like much more perverse than just saying like, oh, just my type. Yeah, because I kind of remember that Kay was very hot-blooded and very tomboy of the two, but at the same time Yuri was just as crazy as her. They're almost interchangeable. Yeah, so I'll put them at the bottom because I really don't remember much. I don't know if I'm gonna put Luffy. I honestly don't know. I think Zoro might be either C or B. I don't know where he's gonna be, because Zoro when this is a very old story, because I started watching One Piece back during the Fox Box days. We're talking 2003, 2004, 2005. I don't know what year. But we're talking that long ago when it comes to like why I like Zoro from One Piece, and because I didn't know this at the time, but basically the Fort Kids Zoro was voiced by Mark the Rice-son, who voices Guts. So like that voice actually fits him like so well. But then nowadays it's Chris Sabat that voices Zoro, which is still a great voice. It's pretty up there. But a lot of my One Piece memories really goes to like that early Fort Kid stuff, even though the Fort Kid stuff wasn't exactly good. There's a lot of dumb lines that do not hold up. But the point is that a lot of the early vintage One Piece is very ingrained in my memory. The funny story is that I watched One Piece and Ninja Turtles and Sonic X more than Ultimate Muscle back then. But present day, Ultimate Muscle and Kinnikuman is like one of my favorite things ever. But, I didn't know any better at the time because I wasn't into wrestling and I didn't see much of it. It was whenever I watched Ultimate Muscle back then, it was more like watching waiting for the next thing to come on. But things would have been different if I knew more about Kinnikuman back then. But oh well. Because to me Zoro is like because yeah, like I always thought he was a cool character, even with the three sword style. I also have a bias towards the color green because I liked I purposely left this profile as is, since this is very vintage One Piece like illustration from the anime, at least, because you can tell by the colors and then just the proportions of like his face. So I just picked that font because you can see the same thing with this Sanji here, because also like you probably wouldn't know, you probably don't know this by memory, but Sanji's hairstyle has changed to the opposite direction, because right here you can see his right eye, but ever since the time skip, now his left eye is what's open and his right eye is covered. And you can also tell by the shape of his head that it's very different from nowadays. But I don't know if Sanji's gonna make it, to be honest. Like I don't know. Because I started to change my perspective on Sanji as I started rewatching some One Piece stuff. But Zoro is a character that I always liked since back then. But nowadays, I don't think Zoro's done too much in terms of character, other than just cutting things up. Because all of the good Zoro moments is like pre-time skip, because it's mainly action oriented stuff in the time skip that makes him cool. Like that, because I do like his redesign in Wano with like, now looking like a traditional samurai. It looks like he belongs there. But at the same time, like I haven't finished Wano, or nor am I up to date with the current manga. But I'm okay with spoilers. It's just that I don't feel Zoro's done any real like progress about hasn't had any real drama with him compared to like part one, like the nothing happened moment with Kuma, or when he loses to Mihawk, or the other moments with when he gets the cursed sword for the first time, his fight against Hachi, since that was like right after his defeat and his body's like all torn up. I want to say there's another moment somewhere that I'm forgetting that's pretty good out there. The first time he caught Mr. One, so because that moment he was basically dying fighting against Mr. One. I don't know how it's like right now because I think he fights against King in Wano, and then I don't know what else he does in Wano that's like super significant. Because I know he did fight against Killer and a few things here and there. Like he teamed up with Luffy to fight against what's that supernova's name? The voodoo version. I forgot. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of the more emotional scenes with Zoro that would make you like him haven't really reappeared in the new stuff. Because I feel like lately he's been a little too relaxed and almost a little too stoic. If that makes any sense, because I do like his design in Dressrosa when he's wearing full on black, but at the same time, like I know the Pika scene is super impressive, but at the same time, like I kind of feel like Zoro's more like an action tool than a character lately, and that's kind of what's bugging me. Kurokami, I just saw something. I lost it. I saw Mark the Ryson was in Kurokami, the animation, as a blonde yandere jerk. Okay. Zoro and Guts, the ultimate duo, when One Piece was done by 4Kids. Yeah, this is like an old tale from so long ago. Mark was the only one giving a crap. Everyone else was half-assing it by their own admission. If you can't pay the cash, then you're out with the trash, and you feel free to quote me. Visual Boy advances both options. Arlong and Hyo was his name. Arlong and Hachi's voices were funny for all the wrong reasons. Because I remember that Crocodile's 4Kids voice was actually pretty suave sounding compared to oh man, I'm forgetting this actor's name because I hear him a lot in Funimation. But I just forgot. Wow, I don't remember his name because I remember he was in Darker Than Black, and I think those are the last two things I remember him from. Yeah, whatever. But the problem with 4Kids Crocodile is that is that he like his dialogue was pretty bad despite actually having a very nice voice. Okay. Where am I going with this? Zoro ancestry is confirmed basically. Not really a fan of Sonic X as all, but do you? Well, the thing is, like, back then I liked Sonic X. Nowadays I'm like, yeah, I can't watch this anime because of I can't watch the English version of it at least because it's like it's bombarded by sound effects and music cues. It just doesn't stop. I would have to watch it in Japanese if I ever watched Sonic X again. Kurokami got a license rescue by Discotech, and his dub is a hybrid mix of New York and Los Angeles VAs. Also, the first simuldub in history as it aired on Imagination when that obscure channel existed. And it's your last one, guy. The original Japanese version of Sonic X is really cool. Oh, and Shanks is starting to do stuff. Yeah, because I know people are like reacting to Shanks' recent episode, and I know he's been doing some activity because we're pretty close to the finish line in terms of like One Piece content, or at least I'm closer than my story from the 2000s. Let's see who else is here, because I don't know if Luffy is gonna be in there also, so I might just lower him down here because similar to Sanji, I'm starting to have a new appreciation of the guy because I never liked the fact that he was stupid. Excuse me, but upon rewatching like some series, I've realized that no, he has to be stupid because that's what makes him like very straightforward and very like assertive and spur of the moment, spontaneous kind of guy, and that's the reason why he does like these very bold decisions against anybody, whether it's against celestial dragons or against against Big Mom or Kaido or anybody important, basically, because he just like acts like a real pirate. The fact that he just disrespects authority. But it is pretty crazy that this 19-year-old young man is like accomplishing a lot of things what a bunch of like 40-year-olds haven't been able to do. Like these 40 to 60-year-old people. Let's see what's in here. I think Ranmaru might be a C, because like she's not the main character, she's a support character. She's one of the few support characters I really like, but her personality is perfect. That's what I want, like in a main like woman Bancho Sukeban type character, but it just doesn't exist. Well, I made one. I'm writing her as we speak. Well, not as we speak, but when I'm not on screen on YouTube, that's what I'm doing. I'm writing a character that's like what I wish Ranmaru was. My throat is hurting a lot. Let's see what I can do. Because Ranmaru is like very fun, very hot-blooded, energetic. Like the Sukeban character that's like perfect. Like the problem is that she's not the main character of her own show. She's a support character. She's best friends with the main character. The show is primarily a comedy. Also, it's from Ranmaru from Binbo Gamiga, aka Good Luck Girl. And even though she does have super strength and there's a few fights here and there, like she really could use her own spin-off. And like that's how cool of a character she is. I guess like similar to Ursa Scarlet from Fairy Tail, where the character could carry her own. Like she doesn't have to be necessarily in this series, but I just find her like extremely fun. But where is he? There he is. Here's Frankie, which I'm actually putting him over Zoro. I said I'm putting him over Zoro, not that high. I'm putting him over Zoro because I just like Frankie more, even though I didn't grow up watching him because he didn't exist yet. Back in 4Kids days. Although I think he might have had a 4Kids voice via a game. Might have, maybe. It depends, I'm not sure. But Patrick Seitz as Frankie is like perfect casting. Even though Patrick Seitz pretty much voices a lot of characters I like, whether it's like Rao or Dio. Oh, I don't have Dio here, so actually I was pretty hesitant in putting villains in this favorites list because I honestly wasn't sure what they were gonna be. But we're going to because Frankie, it just has more of that manly stuff that I like, and also has a little more of that goofiness that I also like from One Piece. Because it's very Chojin like in nature in terms of Kinnikuman comparisons between One Piece and Kinnikuman. Yeah, because there's definitely a lot of Kinnikuman in One Piece. The more I look at it, there's just certainly more Kinnikuman than Dragon Ball in One Piece. Frankie, like really big dude. Very comical guy, like easily moved by sob stories. It's because but similar to like Ranmaru, it's just that he doesn't have that many scenes where he can contribute his won't really do much of anything. But whenever he does something funny, it's like or some type of contribution, it's always like a good payoff. Because I remember even in Thriller Bark when he makes those gigantic nunchucks or makes stairs on the fly, it's absurd. Like right here, I use this Dressrosa look because I just like his canon hairstyle. It's amazing. His fight as Senor Pink is good. It's just that it's just stretched out like so long. Like even in manga form, it's still stretched out way too much when it could have been condensed like earlier. But I do like the scene where they're pretty much testing how manly each how they are. They're having basically a manly duel to see who's the manlier one of the two. So they're purposely taking hits. They're purposely going back and forth, like, you know, doing like manly takes and all that stuff. And the thing what I like is that once that I don't remember the girl's name, but basically the woman that was in charge of the laboratory, the factory, sorry. And then Frankie just goes up and kisses her just to shut her up. It's like, oh man, you can't do that, Frankie. It's just so manly that he can pull it off. It's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna kiss this woman just to shut her up. Like, you're, yeah, because he just grabs her by the tie, just pulls, because the woman's bigger than him too. So he just grabs her, pulls her down, kisses her, and just like shut up, don't freak out over a little kiss. You're interfering with a manly duel. Yeah. Because the manliness of One Piece is like a whole different animal than like Fist of North Star or Baki. Or it's closer to Kinnikuman, but it's just so different too because it's so comical, like the way it portrays masculinity. But there's also like a very romantic view to it in terms of like pirate freedom, that type of romanticism. Of sailing the seas, of doing things on your own leisure, like pursuing your own path in life, regardless of like the obstacles and like what people or others or the law says. It's great. But Frankie, I also like the creativity that he's a cyborg. Again, like some cyborg biasm here. Because I do miss the old design because the old design had the Popeye arms. So technically now he has robot arms instead, because he's a lot more like a comical version of Jax from Mortal Kombat in terms of appearance. Because it's pretty weird, because part one's Frankie design is very Popeye meets Ace Ventura, and you put those two things together. The new one is more like a bigger version of part one Frankie. If it makes any sense. I don't know. Maybe that's not a good comparison because he's kind of much more mechanical. And because I remember when I first saw the redesign, the shaved head is what bothered me more than anything. But as long as he has like a head of hair, then I'm okay. I think he's been. I don't remember if he's gotten back to the shaved head or not. But yeah, I just really like Frankie. Like I really do. He's just like this really manly dude. But if I were to write something like serious about him, like he does have like a pretty big sob story. The fact that he got run over by a train and survived it, so that's another good thing. And then how he kind of feels guilty that he's responsible for Tom's arrest and execution. But I also like the fact that Frankie is like an old man, well, almost an old man, because the guy's like, what is he, like 41? I think. I think he's like barely in his 40s, and I kind of appreciate that because years ago, I liked Toriko, the fact that he was older than me, but that's not the case anymore. But Frankie, like someone like over 13 is ageless, so there's always that. But Frankie, I like the fact that he's like a 40-year-old dude, which as a kid you wouldn't say that. You wouldn't say that as a teenager either. Why would I like an old guy? But the more older I get, I'm like, I'm okay with having characters older than me or my age. Frankie was never dubbed by 4Kids. Some of the Skypia characters were dubbed in the games, though. Capital G, Anime Hero, what are your thoughts on Baki Raken and making Jack the current MC right now? I'll get back to you in a little bit right now, Capital G. Big missed opportunity for 4Kids not to have Eneru voiced by Dan Green. Oh, that would have been great. He was, however, voiced by Joey's actor in Grand Adventure, though. Ah, okay. Would you think Frankie could solo the Cyborg 009 cast? Maybe. The only question would be, like, I don't know if the Cyborgs have, like, if their guns would kill Frankie on the spot or not. But then again, Frankie has the Shogun, and he can fire his own laser, too. So, Frankie is pretty tanky. Although he does have the weakness on his back, so that could be really exposed pretty easily. Some sound like something Joseph would do. Pipe down or I'll kiss you. Yeah. Um, I think Frankie could take on a good chunk of them. I think the only ones he really has to worry about are like um 001. I think 004 is the closest to Frankie in terms of cyborg mechanics, but then again, 05 is the Native American, right? Like I forgot what his name was. I think it was Geronimo. It probably was Geronimo. Because 005 is the only one that could probably match him in strength. But I do feel that 9 and 2 have the speed and the mobility over Frankie. And same thing as I said about the back, because his back is like a major weakness, so you can get rid of that. I do feel that Frankie could like beat the hell out of them if he got the chance. It's like his speed, mobility, and the yeah, that's mainly the thing. But also, the telekinesis from 001 might have something to do with that. I remember Joe got really OP in that Cyber 09 show, but that show was kind of Oh, the CG one. Like, I don't even remember what happened in Call of Justice, man. Well, if we're going by like crossover Double Man logic, I mean, they were able to take on demons pretty easily. They were killing them left and right. Also, the fact that 009 like tied with Devilman like in a fist off, and they both got their arms completely wrecked off. But going to Jack Hanma and the capital G's question about Jack Hanma, I think Jack might be in the D's or C's, but I don't want to like speak ill of him. But I do like the fact that he's like really going up there, because I like where Baki Rahen is going, and I am waiting for the next chapter because there's been like some pictures of him and Yujiro. Because of all the Baki characters, Jack is like the craziest and probably the most hungry out of anybody of like for victory. And then I'm just kind of curious like where they're gonna go with this, because I'm really hoping that Baki Rahen like finally goes somewhere serious or something that's like really good. Because I read Baki Part 1 this year, and Part 1 is like really, really good, and I forgot how good it was. The same thing for the anime, even though it's like much more censored than the manga. But I guess I'm just like similar to like Robin Mask and Buffalo Man. I'm just waiting to see what can Jack do. I want to see Jack do something, because I like how monstrous he's gotten, because throughout the other series we've seen him get bigger and bigger and taller, and he's still with the drugs, like in the sumo Baki though, the guy practically sleeps like with a noose, because he's hanging on with his teeth. Also, the fact that he got titanium teeth surgery, it's just crazy how like less human he's becoming. So I think he will be a D for right now, because I am interested in wondering where he's gonna go. And I guess in a similar logic, I'm gonna put Zebra in that same category, because that's a much smaller. Oh wow, they're actually making the same pose. Even their heads are lean the same way. Is that like Zebra, like I really like his design. Because Jack is like big relevance was in Part 1, a few things in Part 2, and then he got a fight against Pico in Part 3, and a few scenes in 4 and 5 with like Motobe and like the sumo. But Part 6, I'm really hoping that as the years go on, like the next 2 years or something, that Jack just becomes like this monstrous like villain character. So maybe he'll move up in the future. For now, like I don't know, because I just want him to do more, because the biggest impact he really had was in Part 1, and then he just hasn't like lived up to that. Like Zebra, I need to reread Toriko after finishing Takeshi. Is that Zebra, like I like the character, I like the design a lot. I like the fact that he's like very violent, very like grisly, because he's got the scar on his face and like how big he is, the color scheme, everything, the sound attacks. I like the creativity and his like very surface level stuff I like from Zebra. But it's just that he just doesn't really have like a big a major drama piece to go with him. So that's why he's like pretty low on the scale. It's mainly cosmetic appeal when it comes to Zebra. Even though I put him over Jack, I feel like Jack could like go up higher maybe. Who's another character I can put? Well, since we're talking Toriko, like I think Toriko's a C somewhere because it's similar to Zebra. I don't recall like any. I need to reread the series because I don't recall. No, I'm putting him over Jonathan for sure. I don't know if I'm gonna put him over these because I think it's very creative again with the powers, like the whole knife and knife and fork. I like the fact that he's an older Shonen Jump character. I like the fact that similar to Gongo Bancho, he's like the last of manly. And he's I like the fact that he's a the gourmet hunter, so he's a hunter, but also like knows better than to cause extinction to animal life. So he's a bit of both because he's also like a life preserver in a way, but like I don't think that's the right terminology at all. Animal rights activist or something. I don't know. Animal preserver or something or whatever. Because I do like the concept of how he respects food, how he respects his meals and the things he has to do to go his way. Because he won't kill for blood. He only kill if he has to eat them, or if he's hungry. So he won't kill needlessly. It's also great that Toriko is just. I'm struggling here because it's been a while. I do feel that Toriko lacks in the story department a little bit. Like at least something super dramatic. The only one I can think of is when Komatsu gets taken away, and because I really need to reread the series again. Because like right now, part one is feeling hazy, and I don't recall anything that happens in part two aside from the Bambina dance and some stuff towards the end. I remember that Midora against Ichiryu was like very much Toki versus Rao, and then a lot of Fist of North Star influences there. So, and after finishing Takeshi, like Toriko's gonna be like very refreshing, like to see like where Shimabukuro went with his creativity. Unfortunately, I don't have any Takeshi characters down here, which would probably be Tony and Bonchu. Maybe Tony and Bonchu, because I don't know if they because I did feel a lot for Tony, similar to like Guts and one other character I felt really sad for, Kenshiro, because like Tony probably should have been here. I just didn't get any profile ready. And I would have to make it like on the fly, and I don't want to do that. I don't know. Tony probably would have been a D or a C because he only has like oh, whatever. Let me talk about what's actually here. Yeah, when it comes to Toriko, I don't recall anything super major that was like, oh my god, I'm losing my shit, or like I really enjoy this character because he's sort of I need to re-experience him from scratch. I guess I'll pick her. Mikami. I think Mikami might be around here because she is a fun, very comical character. But I won't lie, I do find her extremely attractive, even since like as a kid in the '90s. Because, oh yeah, I should emphasize that this is one of the few anime that I saw like as a '90s kid. From like I've been watching anime since back then, and that was one of the shows that I knew that I'm like, yeah, I'm straight. It's one of those characters I'm just like, yeah, that's sticking with me all my life because she has like these really long legs, man. Because she's always wearing like this mini what do you call that, a mini dress, like I don't know, because it's almost like a corset. More and a dress put together. I don't know if it's called like a mini dress or something, or what the proper term is. But yeah, she has like this crazy long hair, and then she's actually very skilled. She's basically pretty similar to Lena Inverse, just like the ghost version of that, and because she's also a gold digger like Fujiko, so she's just a fun character. Actually, by that logic, I'm putting Fujiko like down here, like pretty low, because I like her for all the wrong reasons. Is that even though in Fujiko's Lie that was like the most hardcore she's ever got, in terms of like in a physical fist fight. But it's just that like I like the character, but I feel like the character works better when Lupin is there to play off of her, because she's definitely very devilish, mischievous. She might be more mischievous than Lupin, now that I think about it, because she's the reason why a lot of a lot of the plots even start is because of something she wants. And then how much she's a manipulator. So I feel she's a necessary component, but I just that I wouldn't place her like too high anywhere. But compared to like Mikami and Ranmaru or Jolene, they're more like characters that you could slip into anything. They could make them work. Although I admit that I think I might like manga Fujiko a bit more because she's a bit more comical. Because you don't see many of those expressions in the anime. Because I've been reading a little bit of the Monkey Punch collections that have come out, and Fujiko's like doing a lot more comedic expressions that is very rare in the anime stuff. Like she could be pretty cool, but there isn't that much stuff where she's like the main focus. So that's why I put her like pretty low. Like Ryuko, like I don't remember too much of her. I do think she is cooler than Fujiko in the 30 pair. Yeah, let me look at the comments now. Oh, my freaking my phone is fully charged now. I could unplug that, but I gotta plug this thing because I'm live streaming. I'm a weirdo too. I like having main characters that are grown rather than teenagers. I remember oh, that Baki chapter is out now. You should live react. Oh, no, I can't live react right now. I'll look at that later. Yujiro genuinely praises Jack for his hardships in the newest chapter of Baki Rahen. Oh, and hopefully Che Guevara makes a return since he genuinely had potential even though his story has ended. I still think Guevara had a chance to make a return. I'm trying to remember who Che Guevara is. Was that the pirate from Son of Ogre? Or is that from Tough? Because now I'm forgetting things. Toriko Part 2 is simply Rush. Love Toriko, but for me, Sunny's my team, and Midora #1 in general. From ES Art 94. Wings of Shu, Tommy versus Tommy... Sunny versus Tommy Rod is banging. Even the Butcher anime did it justice. Yeah, I recall that because the anime's budget like dropped like really bad in those episodes. I don't know what happened. Because I'm looking at One Piece, and One Piece doesn't even look nowhere near as bad when those episodes came out. But Toriko just got like, oof. It was actually a miracle that Tiger Mask Double, like, I think that was the first show aside of Precure or maybe even I think Sailor Moon Crystal actually looked pretty bad too. Because I know Dragon Ball Super definitely looked fucking awful when it started. But yeah, I do recall that the Sunny versus Tommy Rod fight, that's when the animation came back. And then it would occasionally come back for a few scenes, but most of it just looked bad. Also, the Electric Red Chef versus the Regenerating Centaur. Oh, yeah. That was a brunch, because the fan translations called it Buranchi, but the English releases called him Brunch. I actually have all the manga for Part 1 like on my shelf. And I never got around to collecting Part 2 because I was losing interest at that point. But maybe I'll get around to that. Yeah, there was a few illustrations that looked good. And I remember taking a lot of screenshots at the time on whatever little thing that looked great. Like, there's one segment in Starjin versus Toriko where the fire and the flames look really good. But the majority of the finale, like the Starjin and Toriko against like Joa, it was just awful to look at. Although there might be a Takeshi reference in the final episode or semi-final episode of Toriko because of Toriko's transformation. There was a villain called Demon Black in Takeshi, which looks a lot like that. You know, except not in those colors, but he has that same form of Toriko. He just has pants and the long hair is going upwards. And he sort of looks like Rao and Zebra put together. Like, I don't know if Retsu Kaio is going to be there. But Baki himself, he might be a C or a D. I don't know where he goes yet because, well, since I'm here, like, why delay this guy? Why delay Yujiro Hanma, right? Like, he's got do I like him more than Hadlar? Do I like him more than Pop? You know, I might put Yujiro this freaking high. Maybe, because I think I like him more than Hadlar, even though Hadlar is like gets more emotions out of me. But at the same time, when Yujiro comes out every time, I'm like, my eyes are focused on him. It's like he's such an evil person in part one. He's so. I'm actually kind of surprised, like how evil he is in the manga, because there's a few chapters and pages and panels that are not in the anime for Baki the Grappler. And one of the scenes that really stood out to me is when he's sleeping, he dreams of hurting people, and I'm pretty sure he got an erection out of that. So it's like fucked up. Because there's also other panels where he's like pretty much abusing Baki in his training, because he kills like a deer, and he makes Baki like pick up the blood with a bucket. It has the blood is pouring out of the deer's neck. So there's just stuff like that. And then also the hobbyist, like, you know, the way he kills Baki's mom, and Baki has to carry his mom in the manga, is it's not in the anime. Like, it's just so like, man, you know, there's no reason why Yujiro cannot be, that Yujiro is irredeemable like by that point. But then, you know, the Baki, the father son fight never happens. Yujiro has like this weird ass reaction to him in part two, because he's the one that told Sikorsky to kidnap. He told Sikorsky to kidnap Kozue. He instigated that. But then when Baki shows up in the room, he doesn't really have any reaction to him at the hotel, and neither does Baki. So it's kind of weird. Like that whole sequence is so awkwardly done. But then there's a lot of illustrations of Yujiro where he just looks so fucking cool. It's just like almost unfair. Why is Yujiro so cool? He's just like so awful. Because I remember there's a comic book term that Falcon told me about, like, it's a type of villain that's like irredeemable and horrible person, but you always look forward to seeing him in the story. Because that's what Yujiro is. Like, he shouldn't be liked, but he just is likable in the most wrong ways. He's very entertaining. Like I look forward to him whenever he shows up. Even that awful chapter, he's like, I am so manly that everyone is a female. like oh no, Yujiro, what are you doing? What are you doing, Itagaki? What the fuck is this? Yeah, that chapter is pretty crazy. But pretty much whenever Yujiro's on screen, it's like, because I remember part one, he's such a tease also, because you're looking forward to seeing him, and then he's like, boom, he vanishes, then he comes back, boom, he vanishes, then he comes back, boom, he vanishes, then he comes back. Like, what is the extent of Yujiro's power? Because the Funimation voice was like, even though I like Kirk Thornton's portrayal, because he's basically his portrayal of Yujiro was like really good, but the original Funimation actor, I don't know his name by heart. That voice was just so perfect in the part one scenes. Like, even though the dialogue isn't super accurate, I do like his voice and how evil he sounds. It's like, especially with the earthquake scene, he just punches it like, no interruptions. Come on, Baki, give in to the hate. Especially like, oh yeah, like the Yasha ape scene is like so fucking brutal, man. It's once again, it's more brutal in the manga, because like Baki's holding the Yasha ape in his hands, and then Yujiro shoves like the remains into Baki's mouth. He's just beating the hell out of his kid. And he's just laughing and everything. He's just so fucking evil. Yujiro is so evil. Then when he's fighting against the Kaios, he tears the Kaios face off. He fights against Kaku Kaios, like an extent of Yujiro's power. And then get the father son stuff where you start seeing like a more three-dimensional, like a more in-depth perspective of the character, where he has like some redeemable traits, but he's still an evil guy. I guess that's the problem, because you haven't seen Yujiro do anything, but also you kind of just respect how powerful he is, because when he's fighting against that giant elephant, and he could do that by himself, or the polar bear, or like all the stuff that Yujiro does is like incredible. Baki as a character, like I really like his part one stuff. This picture's from the OAD from 2017, I think. It's from the very end of it. I don't know from where this picture of Yujiro is. All I know is from the 2018 or 2000. It's somewhere recent. I don't know. I just took that from my anime list. The headline's a screenshot that I took. The Baki one here. Baki is a character, I'm not really sure how much I like him, because I did buy the action figures from Storm Collectibles. I'm waiting for the Yujiro one. It's supposed to come out at the end of the year, supposedly, but when it comes to toys, there's always delays. Because I really like part 1 Baki. It's just that, like, as the years went on, I feel like I lost interest in him, and a lot of that comes from the lack of tension between him and Yujiro. Although I do feel like his part 2 stuff was pretty good also. I think from part 3 onwards where I start losing interest in the character. I don't know, maybe Baki might be like a D or a C. I'm not really sure where he goes. I just really like the part 1 stuff. I do like his design in the early part 2. Because the way he looks in the end of part 1 is different from Baki the Grappler. It's a little different design. Like his hair has a different hairstyle, and it's just sort of like what it's supposed to look like. And I really like that look for him, in contrast to what he looks like nowadays. Where even though that's definitely more Itagaki style, like that's when it looks like finalized. Magnificent bastard. The likability might be a level of honesty versus a fully dishonest liar. Bully Mount the Third. Hey Alex, what's going on here? I'm trying to make a top 50 characters list. I've been struggling. I think Yujiro is like Dio in that aspect of evil charisma. The manga also had a scene where Yujiro had a door struggle in a hotel with a mysterious figure who disappeared. Oh, that's right. I remember that bothered me, Monkey Robo, because I don't think we were ever told who was the one who did that. Because I don't think that's ever happened. Which Cobra do you like, Buichi Teresawa or Stallone? I like them both, but I do like Buichi's more. Because Cobra from Stallone, it's a childhood image of me. Of me. It's like a childhood memory for me. Because I remember seeing the pizza scene. Where that's why it's in the top 20 manly intro, and that's why I like Kenshiro with the goggles. Those are goggles, they're actually goggles in both manga and anime. They're not sunglasses that he's wearing in part 2. But the Cobra character is sunglasses, because I remember the scene where he eats the pizza, he cuts the pizza with scissors and to eat a certain slice, and then he turns on the TV. I just thought that was like the coolest thing ever. I don't know why. And yeah, so since we're talking about Cobra, this is a different Cobra. Where does this Cobra go? Because is Cobra cooler than Yujiro? Yeah. But is Cobra cooler than Guts? It's like, I mean, Cobra has like this swag and similar, a whole different type of charisma, because somehow everything he does is just cool. That fucking smile just really fucking helps. Also, how, you know what, this is probably blasphemy for some people, but I'm putting him over Guts. Sorry, because Cobra is just a whole different level of cool. I mean, I don't think even Lupin is as cool as him, even though Lupin can do more crazy shit. I feel like Cobra might be the coolest anime character ever. Even though he's just a guy in a red jumpsuit, a guy in a cycle gun, but every time the guy fucking smiles, man. Every time he smiles, it's like, yeah, Cobra. Especially the 82 anime where it's like, Cobra, singing you true, Cobra, missing you, Cobra. Da-na-na. How did the jazz tune go? Something like that. I forgot how it goes. But yeah, that's for Cobra number 20. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's number 20 slot. Cobra is up there. Since we're talking about Lupin, I think Lupin might be number 4. Oops. he's either number 4 or number 2. I would have to like rewatch a bunch of Lupin stuff for me to change my mind. Maybe I don't know. But I like the fact that this applies to both Lupin and Cobra, so it's just 2 for onesers. Is that I like the fact that they're both like kind of morally great characters. Like I know with Lupin it changes from time to time whether he's like very heroic or very evil, or like. But I like the fact that he's like a character that's in the middle. Yeah, Cobra's a space pirate, probably the coolest pirate ever. Now that I think about it, maybe even more than Harlock. Maybe, maybe. You know what? There's also John Silver. I didn't put him here because now I gotta think about it. Like John Silver should be like maybe in the C's or B's, because John Silver's charisma is pretty up there too. Same thing goes with Cobra with a smile, but then again, Cobra is like, Cobra can do things just that. Even though it's like kind of superficial to say like, yeah, I like the fact that he has a cycle gun, a bunch of like weird contraptions, but John Silver can do things and he's missing a leg and he can just talk to people and he can do something. Yeah, I should have put John Silver in here. I don't have that. There's a lot of characters that I'm realizing right now that should have been here. But Cobra is up there for me because it just has that attitude. Because there were a few times where he gets pissed off and like it's always like something like involving romance usually. It can be pretty heroic. I like the fact that he pays his because there's a lot of similarities with Lupin in terms of like who does things more. But I just like Lupin because I think he's a bit more expressive in terms of like how crazy he can get or how like obsessed he can get with things. But Cobra is just like a whole different level of like. I would say Cobra's like way manlier than Lupin, like by a lot. But this is a case where like I kind of prefer like this character more. Like I remember with Lupin, like my favorite thing was my first experience with Lupin was First Contact. My first experience with Cobra was the movie. But then I liked the show and I wish he would come back, but Return of Joe Gillian hasn't returned. And then Lupin, it's just like he's like someone that just stays around because Lupin Zero was pretty good. I haven't finished Part 6, and I don't know if I ever will. Even though this picture is actually from Part 6, but it's a good looking one of Green Jacket. Like I remember the coolest thing in Part 1 Lupin is when that guy kidnaps like the girl on the boat, and then Lupin shoots him while he's handcuffed. So that's the coolest thing ever. And then the Part 1 music is so unique, man. The Part 1 is like they brought it back in Lupin Zero, which is pretty good, but Part 1 music is still one of a kind. For the longest time, like I was saying Part 5 was my new favorite Lupin, but now I'm starting to wonder that maybe I like Part 1 a bit more. I'm kind of torn between Green Jacket and Blue Jacket 5. Because Blue Jacket 5, you get more of Jigen, Goemon, and Fujiko's character, and Zenigata, how they all work as a dynamic. Part 1 is mostly like Lupin versus Zenigata, like the show. But even though it does have a couple of Goemon and Jigen moments, but yeah, Lupin is a guy that I liked like instantaneously. Since I started watching like First Contact. Actually, my first exposure to Lupin was a Funimation ad of Twilight Gemini. Because the theme of Twilight Gemini is really good. That rendition of the theme, I should specify. But Lupin was just like cool to me. I think I saw Lupin before Cobra, or I saw them both at the same time. And then again, there's Gold 13 here, which has like that more manly demeanor, more than the other two, I think. But he's less. You can do less with Gold 13 than with either Cobra or Lupin. You could do more with those two. And the reason why Ryo Saiba isn't here is that I haven't seen enough City Hunter. I've only seen the first series and Private Eyes, but hopefully the next movie can change my mind because Lupin has a cameo in it. Because at this rate we're getting a City Hunter Lupin crossover. Like it's gotta happen. It's gotta happen. Cobra is James Bond and Han Solo together. Actually, I was thinking that Cobra is also a little bit of my God, I'm forgetting his name, but he's an Italian actor. And not the friend. He's from. He plays the Trinity character from. Shit, I don't know if anyone here knows their westerns. Because there's this Italian duo where jeez, I don't remember his name, but the character he plays is Trinity, and he plays a couple of other ones along with Bud Spencer. Jeez, I don't remember his name. Lupin Zero is pretty good. Like I wish there was more, and I'm super mad that Lupin Zero didn't get dubbed, because I felt like that should have been a dub show. And I don't know why Sentai did. I hate the fact that Sentai grabbed Lupin, so I don't understand how that happened. Lupin is no James Bond though. No, he's more of a. The funny thing is, Lupin is more like Austin Powers, even though Austin Powers is a parody of James Bond, and Lupin predates Austin Powers. Where would Dr. Tenma go, Tony OG? Which one, the monster or the Tezuka one? Because I do like the Tezuka one a lot more than the monster one. Because if I'm gonna put a doctor in here, that's where Blackjack goes. Blackjack's in the S tier for me. What did you think of Lupin Dead or Alive, which is directed by creator Lupin himself? I didn't rewatch that one, but I do like the designs of Dead or Alive, especially Fujiko's. I really like that hairstyle on her. But I also appreciate the fact that, going back to the whole criminal aspects, that I do like that Lupin was more of a crook in that version, since he basically made two countries go to war just so he could steal some gold. But I remember that one's probably the closest to Monkey Punch, because there was already some over the top stuff in there. I don't know if there was necessarily funny like a Monkey Punch manga, but there was definitely kooky things in it. But yeah, it was just I think Dead or Alive is probably in my top 10, maybe. I'm not sure of favorite Lupin things. But Lupin Zero I definitely liked a lot. Yeah, I seen every Lupin episode, Billy Mount the Third. But yeah, like I seen the Lady Oscar one, a long time ago, do like some crappy fan service, and then I think I seen it better by now. Part 1 is amazing, but somehow Part 5 exceeds it on every level. Ryo Sai was a fun MC. Well, I remember that commercial you were talking about. Oh, okay, yeah, because that Funimation ad, it was like it showed up constantly on Dragon Ball tapes, along with the Blue Gender trailer, which is like, the Blue Gender trailer is like the best anime trailer I've ever seen, like in anything. Like the Blue Gender trailer is like maybe even better than the anime. Which Cobra did you like the 2000s anime and the original OVA? Yeah, I like the Cobra, the animation. I like the way it looked, and I like that they brought back the postcard memories. I meant New Raptor Baki when it comes to part 2 of Baki. Yeah, that's what I meant by the numbers. Dasaki knew how to make cool characters. More priority than Harlock is entering heresy territory. I always picture Tony Oliver as the voice of Lupin in every dub. I really wish Tony voiced Lupin in the Koi Kid movies, because he should have used his Harry McDowell voice from Gungrave. That would have worked better with that Lupin design. Yeah, I was talking about New Grappler Baki, sorry. Did you watch the Monkey Punch anthology anime that was based on Monkey Punch's works? No, I haven't seen that. I don't even know what's it called. You would have to like inform me about that. You know, since we're on the subject of cool guys and music, bum 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 ba bum bum bum, bum 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 bum. Yeah, I think he's a B. I think he's above the B's. I don't think there's room in the top 10 for him. Because sooner to like, because Rikishi is so fucking. It's like, it's not even fair at this point. Like, man, these cool characters are like, they're just really cool and manly. They just are. Rikishi is just am I putting him over Guts? I think I am. Like, I don't know. Now I'm kind of questioning, like, should Guts be lower than Jolene or not? But yeah, I don't know. This is why I make a list right now, so I could change it later. But Total Rikishi, I guess I should mention if you know where this picture is from, it's from the unproduced Rikishi pilot. Prequel that never got made. Instead, we got Megalobox. Same thing goes for Joe. It's the same picture as that. Joe Yabuki is I think right there. I know he's in the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, is that 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, my top 10 has been completed. That's where Joyabuki goes because his storyline is amazing. And then Toro Rikishi, unfortunately got lower. But maybe my mind would have changed if that fucking, if that anime actually existed. All we got was some illustrations of concept art. And it's like, oh, God, why couldn't we get that? And but then again, it probably wouldn't have been good because the Megalobox staff were really a bunch of first timers doing things. And the more I read about like the behind the scenes stuff, the less confident I was about them making a good Rikishi prequel. Because I need to make a video about that. I've been saying that for years. But yeah, Joyabuki storyline of going from like this vagabond hobo that was like this, freaking lunatic criminal to like going to juvie and then becoming rehabilitated through boxing and then becomes like this very honorable person through like his opponents like Rikishi, Carlos Rivera. Man, maybe Carlos Rivera should have been here too. I don't know. Then Jose Mendoza, and I'm forgetting about Kim, Wolf Kagenushi, and Hanibao, pretty much the original Blanca and the original Pickle. I don't know if there's a Tiger Mask character that predates that. It probably is, but Toro Rikishi is like really up there for me. I mean, well, I say really up there, but technically he's halfway there. But yeah, like, I mean, his theme, the fact that the anime introduces him, like, well, technically he introduces him at the end of the episode with his face smiling. And then in the next episode, it's like, hey, it's Toro Rikishi, he's here to deliver the mail. Rikishi. Well, also his credits theme, where he goes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Toro Rikishi. That was the Joe theme. But yeah, we've been making progress with Tomorrow's Joe, and I'm assuming the reason why we haven't gotten the show is because I recently discovered from Mercury Falcon and some of his friends that part 2 and part 1 are going through some like copyright hell from borrowing a bunch of music that wasn't part of the soundtrack. Basically, all this music has copyrighted, and they're being changed to like public domain music, and it sounds awful. So who knows? Maybe that's the reason why we haven't been able to get part 2 or part 1 over here, because part 2 used to be streaming on Crunchyroll, and this is like mid 2010s, maybe like 2014, 2015, and then it's not there anymore. It got pulled away at some point. I don't know when it happened, but basically, pretty much all the good quality versions of Part 2 you find online is because of the Crunchyroll subs. Like, that's the version they're using. Part 1 got on Blu-ray recently, but I don't know if there's any problems with Discotech bringing the show or not. I hope it comes, because it's been a long time. I've been wanting that to get over here. But Toro Rikishi, like, if you know the story for Rikishi is because of, like, how committed he is as a rival character. He's one of the top tier rivals, and then he has anime history by, with that real life funeral that happened for him. Just like, oh, that was unexpected. Yeah. I'm almost done with this list, because there's characters that, some of these characters are not even going to be on it. Joe predates Rocky. Rocky is Joe, sir. Honestly, I don't want a new Joe anime. It wouldn't be the same without Dazaki. Do they say that or just for... the intention is that it's supposed to be ambiguous in the manga, but then it just became that everyone just agrees that he died. I remember Adult Swim Old Blue Gender ad. It hyped me up as a kid so much, only to let me down when the show was nowhere near as good. I think I would still like it if I rewatched it. I really wish Tony voiced Lupin in Castle Cagliostro. Yeah, that'd be great. It's called Mankatsu Madness. Oh, okay. I'll look that up then. Because I think I saw a section of it. Though the animators and Megalobox were veterans, some of them I worked on Koike work, such as Lupin stuff and Redline. Yeah, I noticed that. I am back. Hello, though, man, the hero, because I'm nearly done with this thing. I think because my throat is giving out, and I think I started this since let's see. I think it's been 3 hours. I've been working on this freaking thing, so I need to like end this fast. I think Ray might be underneath Rikishi for like similar reasons of why he's this high. Because of we know Ray's storyline, we know his storyline. The waterfowl South Star user. I'm really hoping like hoping the new anime for Mr. North Star like can get people to like Ray, because he's great. The ultimate Jobro before there was a Jobro. Holy crap! We got number twos. We got Zoro, Ray, and Terry Man. All in a row. What is this, like bingo? Because earlier it was pop. And where does Jigen go? Where does Jigen go? How much do I like Jigen? Do I like Jigen more than freaking Yujiro? Because is Jigen cooler than Cobra? I don't. It's pretty up there. I don't know. I feel like he has to be somewhere here, even though like Jigen doesn't have that many like. Well, technically, he does have a drama. It's just that it's almost the same thing. It's usually either having to save Lupin or arguing with Lupin, or he falls in love with a girl, or a girl hurts him bad. But Jigen is so cool. Fuck. Like, should he really be this high? Do I put him over Rikishi? Do I put him lower than Rikishi? Do I put him like somewhere around here? I think I'm putting him here for now. I don't know where he goes. I don't know. Since we're on the Lupin train, like where's Goemon? Because I really like Goemon, but I don't think there's enough scenes with him. Because most of the time, like it's kind of infuriating when he shows up and then he leaves. So I think he might be like right here, maybe or right here. It's because I really love how Blood Spray and Part 5 made him really violent. Because for the most part, when it comes to Goemon, he's very like watered down in terms of like both strength and violent factor. Because a lot of the times he just tears people's clothes off. And then there was a lot of scenarios in Part 2 and Part 1 where they're able to take the Santetsuken away from him. And then his coolness kind of varies per like special and movie and episode. But I really like how in Part 5 he was consistently cool. He was consistently brutal because there's so many Goemon kills in Part 5 and he's like, God damn. It's like you're really killing people up. Like Blood Spray, I think was the one that started it. I pretty much gave Goemon his balls back because he's just chopping arms off left and right. He's so violent. Goemon Ishikawa the 13th. I kind of wish I could put him higher, but I don't think I can. I think it has to be like around that low. Quality speed. Ray just had to sack himself too early, sadly. Ray is a heart from Isar. Duke Togo 13. Hi, hello. You're gonna have to look at the replay on this because I'm almost done with this top 50. I would rate Toriko higher. I like his balance between serenity and hot-bloodedness. Maybe, I don't know. Because I need to reread Toriko and see where he goes. Because I need to finish this. I need to finish this already because I think I need to go to the bathroom. But at the same time, I think I'm gonna like call it a night afterwards. Oh shit! There's Lena Inverse. Where does Lena go? Because she's like Mikami but funner. But I don't know how much I like her because it's been a while. Because on my anime list, I put her in my top 10. But now it's been so long since I've seen anything Slayers. I feel like right now she might be somewhere. I think she might be a C, but I feel like if I rewatch a good chunk of Slayer, she might move up all the way to like S or A in terms of likability. So I don't know. Right now, since it's been like, she has a fun factor, so she's definitely above Frankie, like in the fun factor area. But the thing is, she's also a main character, so she definitely has a lot more scenes. But I just don't remember that many funny scenes or cool moments, aside from like a few here and there. Or maybe I put her here in B. I think I might put her here. Because I don't remember much of Lena Inverse other than like very vague memories. Okay, so who else is left? Joseph, because I know Danny Boy wanted me to put Kagugo up here, but I think Kagugo. I think he might be around here, even though it's like it probably will disappoint him because it's like pretty low. Because I like his discipline, but his discipline's like on par with Goemon. The difference with Kagugo is he could take things a lot further. Then again, he does have like more manlier moments, so maybe he could go even higher. Because I know I like the series like in the top 20, but I don't know exactly where does Kagugo go. I think Zoro has a bit of a childhood impact, so I don't think he can go higher than that. Because I like Frankie a lot for a lot of weird reasons. Do I like him more than Soldier and Ranmaru? Because I'm actually kind of wondering if I like him more than Goemon. Because Goemon can still have his fun too. Jigen is just cool no matter what. The hard-boiled manliness. And also having to like keep track of Lupin and all that stuff. But Kagugo, once again, Kagugo is a main character. He does have like because Harada was like the perfect foil against him because he's because Kagugo is very disciplined. But that discipline also goes with Ranmaru with her personality. Even though Kagugo is pretty much like borderline neo-imperialist, borderline that area. So I think it might belong there because I feel like the characters kind of fit in that area. Even though it has much more brutalities and violence and sacrifices. But then again, he's more committed than Goemon, I think. Because like the way he bonds with the heavy metal shell, the heavy fortified shell. Fuck, I'm forgetting my terms. Maybe I might put him underneath Zoro because I remember the scene where Zoro like was willing to chop off his legs back in at Little Garden, but Kagugo actually Zoro was going to do it, but it couldn't cut all the way through. But then Kagugo actually does do that. And then he has battles with his brother, too. With his brother / sister. Whatever. You know, if you know, you know. Well, not the actual sister, but whatever. Because I also appreciate because one of the cool panels is when he's fighting without the fortified armor shell. And he has to, like, go up these stairs. And I really love that panel a lot. It's difficult. I kind of want to put him above Frankie, but I don't see putting Kakugo above these characters. Even Lena, even though Lena's like I have a hard time remembering her goofy answers because I remember what I liked about this character is that she was so like uncharacteristically not female. I butchered saying that. How she's not typical like girl character, even though she does have some girly ticks. Is that she was so overpowered. And the fact that she's kind of similar to the Dirty Pair is that she's dangerous. That she even gets like a bounty later towards the end of the modern Slayer series, where she's just that dangerous of a hero because she's just like this big troublemaker and like a greedy person. I don't know because I feel like Fujiko is the originator of the whole like gold digger trope. That's like a dangerous femme fatale woman, but then I feel like Lena Inverse perfected it, and I kind of feel like Nami is pretty close to Lena and Mikami, but the difference is that Nami doesn't have the same courage as these two characters, because I do feel like Lena and Mikami are like way like I feel like these two characters could be sisters, man. That's the thing, because Yeah, I think Kago's got to be there for right now. Violence Jack, where does he go? Because I'm running out of slots for 50. Because I do like his bestial nature. It's a lot of grit. I think it's going to be in the C's also. Because similar to Guts, I do like the illustrations where his face is shaded or like as a shit. You know what? I think I'm going to put Jack there, and Baki is gonna have to move down into here. But as soon as I move Zebra, no. Because I'm thinking about the violent stuff and the cool nature. Because Violence Jack is like a progenitor manly character from like late 70s, I believe. No, it was like mid 70s. The thing is, Jack is just so like, well, he's Jack. It's just that, like, as an early progenitor of manly characters, he's one of those few characters that could actually take on multiple people by himself. And then his strength was like unrivaled, and muscles of the gorilla and all that stuff. But I haven't finished reading Violence Jack. I need to get around to it because I like the fact that he's almost ambiguously evil, but at the same time, he's like a force of nature. It's just that he's a very violent individual, but at the same time, he's trying to like boost morale, similar to Captain Harlock in a way, where the people need to like defend themselves and search for their own power and freedom. So there's that going on. But I do feel like Kakugo is like a bit more of an extension of that. Oh shit, there's Cutie Honey. Where does she go? Because Cutie Honey's cool. Like fucking I need to re-experience Cutie Honey because it's been a while also. Because I remember like absolutely loving the '70s anime. I love the groovy psychedelic visuals. I love the groovy soundtrack. I love the all the transformations she can do. It's all cool stuff. The thing is, she's cooler than Ryuko, but is she cooler than? Like, I don't feel right putting her this low. Honestly, I feel like she should be like C's or B's. But again, memory. Like it's been forever. Because she could have like a good backstory too, like tragic thing going on. I don't know, maybe right there for now. I'm trying to figure this out as I go. I don't know where Akuma Shogun should go. I feel like Akuma Shogun should be there, but I need to reread 2011 his chapters, and I don't know. Let's see. There's Jay, Joseph Joestar. I'm not sure. I wasn't sure about Kazumi Kenshiro and Lu Zong Wu, since they're like derivatives of Ken. I don't know. I think Cutie Honey could be a little higher than this. I feel like she should be somewhere around here. I think I'm gonna have to put Jonathan like in the D. But then again, I kind of like Baki's storyline. I'm look at me just messing things around now. I kind of like Baki's storyline way more in part one. Now to think about. Is Toriko a D? Is Toriko a D? Because I keep thinking about Baki, and I just think that Cutie Honey's like a cooler character. Because it's definitely one of the Go Nagai characters I really like. Do I like Toriko over Jonathan? I think I don't know. Now I'm confused because I don't know if I'm gonna put Polnareff. Am I gonna put Pickle, Neptune Man, Souther? Because I was pretty hesitant with villains. Then I was kind of wondering about Retsukayo as well. But then I thought, Retsukayo's personality is basically every manly character that I like. I feel Toromaru's more unique than Togashi, because Togashi doesn't have any major skills, but that's sort of what makes him the brawler that he is. Where's Jay? Oh yeah, Jay's over there. I have two Togashi pictures here. Let me just move them here. Technically goes with Joseph. There's some manly moments that I like, but I don't know if I like him that much. I think I used to more. I think Akuma Shogun should be. I don't know. There's a couple of characters that should have been up there, but if I had to put two more to end this freaking stream, it'll probably be because I'm not even sure about Souther and Pickle. Because when I think of Pickle, I think it's very unique that he's a I think Pickle has got to be here because I like the fact that he's a caveman. It kind of raised the stakes. But then again, like Pickle is kind of close to Jack. I feel like Jack could be even more violent than Pickle. But then again, Pickle actually did eat humans. Jack hasn't really done that. He bit a thumb off and a couple like tissue, but then again, I was really looking forward to Pickle when he came back. But then Toriko kind of goes into that, and so does Violence Jack, and you can see where I'm getting confused with all these ideas, how there's some overlapping characteristics that I kind of feel like, well, if I gotta make room for somebody, I might as well take the ones that I like a bit more. So I don't know. Because I'm also kind of curious about Souther. This is not a good picture. This is from the manga. I should have made one. Because Akuma Shogun, like, always look forward to him, but he has like very minimal scenes as well. Then Kazumi Kenshiro, he's very similar to Ken, but at the same time kind of different. I was thinking about Neptune Man, but I wasn't even thinking about Polnareff. I don't know. Do I like Polnareff enough? Because Polnareff's personality overlaps with Joseph. I do feel Polnareff's emotional moments were like the core of Stardust Crusaders. But I don't know if I like him that much. So here's my doubts of like, I don't know if I like these characters that much, or I need to re-experience them. Like, there's same thing goes for Luffy and all these other people, or any Dragon Ball characters, and maybe some people I overlooked. Like, there's Long John Silver from Treasure Island. There's Get a Robo team. I need to look at that. There's Toguro. There's characters from Takeshi. I'm not sure about Pickle even being here, to be honest, even though I was really looking forward to seeing him. So maybe he should be there to some extent. Because I'm putting Baki over Toriko because I do like Baki Part 1 a lot. And that's where I feel like most of his character really shine through. I think I'm limited at this, like, for now, and I'm gonna change it next year. Maybe I should do that like every year. Just keep doing this until it changes forever. Maybe the next time you'll see like 70 or 80 characters here. Because I know I could add another row, I think, but I think that'd be redundant. I guess Akuma Shogun will take a spot because I'm looking forward to him much in the same way as Pickle. So I think I'll put him right there. Oh no, above Zebra. As soon as I can get this right. I think I'm leaving it for like that for right now. Let me just read some final comments before I turn this off. Jack's just a really pissed off Akira. I don't know, something six shows up and knew it, Hokuto no Ken. No, Devilman the Hero, I never played Devil May Cry. Duke Togo 13, I remember the last stream of yours that I watched. You did a face reveal on some guy in that chat, couldn't get over how young and handsome you look. Well, I don't remember the handsome part, or well, then again, I remember there were some streams where some people were just like, kind of harassing me, but not really, because they were just like saying a bunch of like perverted things about like wanting to do me or me wanting to do them. I don't know, it was all kinds of weird. Yeah. So I don't know. Little Garden didn't even air dub. Oh yeah, they took out Little Garden, but I did see all the Funimation One Piece, from start to finish. Too violent for Fox. I remember Jack shows VAs with a lot of characters, such as Jigen, Joseph, etc. Does he? I don't remember Jack being voiced by Kobayashi or is the Akio Otsuka. Like Akio Otsuka plays Yujiro in Japanese. Honey's father tried dying to protect her. I say that's pretty tragic. Yeah, because I was also thinking about the school, because that's only in the manga, even though the original manga is not exactly perfect. But I know in the 90s that, well, even in modern Go Nagai art, Kitty Honey's like really big. It's like at first it was just her butt and chest, and she was kind of like long-limbed. But like if you look at the 90s manga, like, and pretty much every other Kitty Honey art, like she's like jacked as hell. You know, it's like a really womanly design, but having a lot of while still keeping the cuteness to it, I guess. So, but also Honey is pretty violent of a character, so it's been a while. It's like I need to get back into like Kitty Honey. Honey Jump is like the most overpowered move ever. Honey Jump. So I think she fits around here. I'm not sure about Baki and Toriko now. I'm second guessing myself, thinking maybe I like Toriko more than Baki, but then Baki has like part one. He has that theme and everything, but yeah, I don't know. I'm torn. I'm torn about like the order. I'm not even sure Pickle's gonna be here. I think Pickle will be gone next year. Like I don't think he's gonna have any room. Is Rao over Gold 13? Yeah, I think so. I think Gold 13 is a good number 10, since it goes with like the first exposure to manly things. I didn't even really talk about Rao all that much now I think about it. I think you should do a live reading of some Gona guy's work. Just don't show the paces of the nudity. I don't know. We're at Joyabuki and Ryo Saiba Joga. Oh, Joyabuki's right here. It's just that the picture is it's a big close up, so you can't really tell it's him since you can't see the rest of the hair or his clothes. He's wearing his juvie clothes in this picture. Joe is in the number 7, yeah, number 7 on the S rank. This is your favorite list, but Toriko is the only newish one except for Jolene County manga. Yeah, the only other one is like Akira Kongo. Everyone else's characters that have actually Ryuko is probably like the newest character here. Yeah, like Ryuko Matoi is like the newest character that's in this thing. Everyone else is like from a different age. Because Ryuko is like 2010s. Everyone's from like much older time period. Well, I remember Kobayashi did voice Jack. Oh wait, oh right. Kobayashi voiced Jack in the It was either Evil Town or Hell's Wind. One are the others? Akuma Shogun. Yeah. I don't have Ryo Saiba because I need to watch more City Hunter. Because I don't know. I feel like he might be there one point. I don't know. Because going back to Cutie Honey, I was thinking about the school scene on like where Panther Claw destroys everything. So there's that, and then Cutie Honey is also like a pretty violent girl. Like I know it's my favorite list, like Wing of Shu, but I'm also trying to be objective with my own criticisms. But that just leaves me fighting. So I don't know. I think Pickle might be out of here. He'll go out of here for like someone else in the future. I think second the obvious the worst one. Like I guess we're talking about Evil Town. But look at Angel Cop. It's so messy. It isn't even good. Just bad that it's funny due to its absurdity and its plot. I do like Angel Cop in terms of so yeah, I need to. Yeah, actually, Monkey Robo, like YouTube was actually going to block your comment, but I'm like, no, you can show that, even though you didn't spell the grape word, it was still blocking it. So I don't know, but no, it should be visible now. But I did like Angel Cop, but I don't like it, like that much enough to like. Do I want to buy Angel? Well, I did buy Angel Cop when it went to like the Discotheque re-release, but do I want to buy the Steelbook of Angel Cop? I'm like, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think I like Angel Cop that much, but Lucifer from Angel Cop is like womanly as hell though. The Japanese version is like, yeah, I know. I know. I know what happens in the Japanese version, but I'm like, Angel Cop is something you watch in English. But I do feel Angel Cop is more entertaining in English anyways. Although I think the difference between the two languages is that Lucifer and that group were more patriotic in the Japanese dub, but at the same time that leads to the more like anti-Semitism stuff that was written there for some reason. But yeah, like any last call for any questions. I need to like end this. Although I'm gonna be surprised about the feedback of people saying like, "Oh, this is your list," or like, "Oh, I missed the stream." So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully things change in the future. Waiting to see if there's any more. You reminded me of MD Guys, and I can't find it so easily on YouTube anymore. Yeah, that's the thing, because I was gonna rewatch it because I heard that there was like some director's cut editions, and it's not on YouTube anymore. I was like, damn. I remember when MD Geist was on YouTube, but that's not happening anymore. I think my voice got deeper because I'm tired. Yeah. Although, going back to what Duke Togo 13 was saying about like people's reactions, actually, some people were surprised that I wasn't white. I don't know if that offended them or not. I hope not. Sorry. But I guess I didn't suspect that because of the way I talk. But then again, some people say I speak with an accent. I'm just like, I have an accent? I don't know. There was a werewolf manga that I read that had a gruesome arc of you know what, and it was a modern remake of an old 70s manga that was readapted to novels and had a 1973 movie. What was it called? I do, for one man, I do feel bad that people blame Sho Aikawa for anti-Jew stuff in Angel Cop, when that was all Itano's idea. In fact, Aikawa left when he saw Itano put that in the script. Do you think you should read Devilman Lady vs. Cutie Honey in a future live stream just without showing the manga pages, Monkey Robo? I think what I should be doing is like a live reading the original Devilman, because I'm down for that. I just don't think I could. I don't know. Either I could just do like an audio track, so it could just be like an audiobook version of Devilman. Although I'll be using the. I don't know if I should be using the fan translations or the official Seven Seas one. Because I don't know if the Seven Seas pages are online anywhere, like on a document or like a download. Aikawa may not be responsible for Geno Cyber, may be responsible for Geno Cyber, but not Angel Cop. It felt like Geno Cyber was made by a person who just detests humanity. I don't know, like those days, the OVA Wild West is pretty out there. Angel Cop is pretty much Hitano's crazy ideas just put into one anime. Although Geno Cyber does have that cool transformation sequence in the first episode, like with the two cyborg humans, whatever they are. It was pretty freaky, but it's still pretty cool at the same time. Like Wolf Guy. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I Doodlebug 4, because I remember hearing about it, but I just never got around to reading it. And then Falcon Punch told me that he doesn't understand like what exactly the hype is all about. So I don't know. We have similar interests, but at the same time, we do have our different opinions on same interests. So like, I don't even know if Falcon Punch is still here. He probably isn't. He probably stopped by for one comment, and then he left. Yeah, any more final questions? Because it's almost gonna be like 12:30 on my end, 1:30 on yours end, I'm sure. Kazumasa Hirai was the original creator, while the 2007 remake manga was script by Yoshiaki Tabata, and artist is Yugo Yuki. I know Yugo Yuki. I think he made the those two names sound familiar, so I'm pretty sure I read something they made. I want to say they did the devil. No, Yuki no Tani did the Devilman, the 2000s Devilman art. So I need to check because I know I heard their names before. Sho Aikawa was really depressed when he wrote Geno Cyber, hence why humanity is portrayed in a negative light. Full win, man. Yikes. One more minute to go, and then I'm gonna stop the broadcast. Glad you're still streaming. Not for long, Kenny. I only have like a minute or two, and I'm out of here because it's been 3 or 4 hours. I know for sure it's at least more than 2. Why is Toriko D? I was thinking about it, and then more characters showed up, and then he got pushed down. Will you play UFO Grandizer in the Switch on the Switch in the future? I don't have a Switch, but I was kind of curious about Grandizer, but I've been seeing like some mixed reception on it. But the dub is definitely like kind of like questionable because Kabuto Koji has like a British accent for some reason. So I don't know. Kazumasa Hirai was revered as a pioneer in sci-fi despite being unknown overseas. He also made 8-Man, Gamma Wars, and 70 Spider-Man manga. Oh, okay. Because the only thing of 8-Man that I've seen was a few episodes of the original anime and the OVA. I think I saw the live-action movie like a long time ago. Any more last-second questions? Tabata and Yugo did Akumetsu, Shin Mazinger Zero, and Ninja. Okay, it was Shin Mazinger Zero. That's where I know them from. That's part of the reason why I don't want to get into Asano. Oh, that's not for me, but okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like sometimes you can get some things out of depression, but at the same time, it's like if it's too bleak, then it's like yeah. Bearer of the curse, yo, sorry man, I'm about to end this. It's been like more than 3 hours, and I need to get out of here. Hope. Well, if you're barely showing up, then don't look at the screen. You're gonna be spoiling yourself for like the video when I re-upload this. I feel like Shoei Kawa made the Nazis the main villains of Overfiend 2. He wrote that after Lev Enjikov as a middle finger to each other. The Grandizer game also lacks Japanese VA, though it has a French, Italian, and Arabic voices. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, what's your question, Duke Togo 13? I'm waiting. Are you still not at 20? I finished the whole thing. I finished the whole 50. Oh, you mean the 20,000 subs? No, I'm not there yet. Yeah, sorry. Well, I haven't really been uploading as much. I actually was hoping the JoJo and Fist video would like speed things up, but it kind of hasn't. 19.9. Oh, okay. I'm not that far away. But I think people want more Devilman stuff because a lot of people are watching the Devilman Crybaby and the Gatchaman video, but I haven't been keeping up to that. I think for Gatchaman, what I would have to do is do the Candy Eagle and Joel the Condor, and pretty much say like this is what you didn't see in Battle of the Planets because so much was cut out. What would you say are the absolute essentials classics for someone starting a manga collection? Devilman, Fist of North Star, Akira. I think Akira for some people and Devilman for Going to Guy, and Fist of North Star for the 80s. I don't necessarily know like what would be the best collecting order or what's so essential, because that could apply to a bunch of manga that I haven't even explored. Like, should you count all of Tezuka? Should you count all of Shotaro's? Should you count like all of Kazuo Koike's? Should you count like because recently Sanpei Shirato's like Kamui Gaiden is barely getting licensed, and so that one's like definitely in the classic list. I feel like you probably would need like one out of every like major mangaka. Like for Leiji Matsumoto, I don't know if it's Captain Harlock or Space Battleship Yamato that would be more quintessential. I really don't know how to answer that, to be honest. I could think of some mangakas. Like for Going to Guy, it would have to be Devilman. For Hara Bronson is North Star. If we could get Kinnikuman over here, that'd be great. Like, does all that count as a classic manga now? Gold 13 from Takao Saito, but Volume 1 of Monkey Punches, Lupin. I don't know. I really wouldn't know because even though I know about Akira, I know it's important. I would objectively say that Akira's a classic, but I haven't even read that. We'll keep waiting. Honestly, at this point, you should do something out of left field. I do that on occasion because there's no expectation. You can have fun just doing something random. Love your work. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. Because I've just been focusing more on writing. I haven't been drawing much lately, which I should be doing. I guess this one right now, it's a bit more out of left field. Even though I think people would have preferred like a full video. There's definitely a lot to choose from. I like Harlock. Yeah. I guess you should first check what's available here, and then go from there. Because we still don't have like something like Tiger Mask or Asuna Joe. We don't have that. Because we have some stuff from Gege no Kitaro. I don't remember the author of that series, or like that horror mangaka, something Umezo. I don't know if I got the name right, but the one that does like Drifting Classroom and Cat-Eyed Boy. There's also Junji Ito, I guess, for like horror. Oh, because for Kazuo Koike, that would have to be Lone Wolf and Cub easy. Like above everything else, above Crying Freeman, above... I would say Lone Wolf and Cub and Lady Snowblood, although I did like Samurai Executioner. So, which is weird, because I have not read Lone Wolf and Cub. I only read like a few chapters. And to get back into that at some point. Get back to Okami Ito. Johan Lieber, Ramen Guy. No, there's no Johan here. Sorry. There's no Naoki Urasawa in here at all. Oh, this was fun, don't get me wrong. Oh, thank you, man. It's just that I think people would have preferred like a fully edited video with like character things and all that. Because I think I'm probably should... Because I've been debating how to cover Fist of North Star characters, because the new anime is coming out, and if it is like what I want it to be, then I'm like, shit, should I just wait till the episodes come out and then make the character profiles that way? Because I'm thinking of doing that for Terryman, because Terryman only really has like 2 fights in the 2011 show, I mean in the manga, and this new anime, since like you can finally see Terryman in new quality footage. So you might be reserve it for that. Like once those characters have their moments, like Robin Mask versus Nemesis. That's where I'm like, yeah, that's when the character profile comes in for Robin Mask. That's what's gonna go up. Because there's definitely certain pivotal points. Like Kinnikuman would have to be the last one by default because of the whole Nemesis and then Akuma Shogun against the man. That's where Kinnikuman has another moment. So I don't know. So that might be the way to get traction if I just do Fist and Kinnikuman videos. Even though like I think Fist could get bigger. I'm not sure how Kinnikuman will react. I feel that there's already a fan base for it. Like I don't know. There's not that much Kinnikuman content, and I feel kind of like both kind of proud and guilty that I was mainly the one providing Kinnikuman content. I'm like, why can't there be more people? Because I found a few Kinnikuman videos that are really good, that are like full extensive like documentary like style. Because I've been making a playlist of good Kinnikuman videos that other people have made. And I'm like, wow, this is really good stuff. So I will share that list publicly soon. I just need to like look around the internet a little bit more. Cat-Eye Boy looks creepy as hell. The Devilman's only 5 volumes long and 2 omnibuses. That's a solid start. Tiger Man's also getting live action adaptation soon. Oh yeah, that's right. Blade of the Immortal sounds interesting. Yeah, I haven't like looked at it because that one also recently got a reboot anime. I just meant people like being surprised and everyone want the same kind of video, but not the same series. Yeah, I know what you mean, because the left field thing I wanted to do on October was like make the scariest moments of TMNT 2003. So that would have been like, what? You're talking about Ninja Turtles? Yes. Because Ninja Turtles is like my favorite, well, almost my favorite thing. Like if you covered all Fist and North Star merch or something, that'd be cool. Tori goes on some weird ass merchandise to go along the anime. Yeah, because the other left field thing would be like action toy reviews of the anime characters I like. Because I do have the Devilman SH figure arts along with the Baki Storm collectibles. I'm waiting for your Jiro, and I might get Cyber Blue maybe later, because I don't think he's gonna sell out. Have you covered the Ramen Man anime? I talked about it briefly, but it is a really old video, and it wasn't exactly like a good edited video either. So I could change that. Yeah, I heard about Terry Funk dying. There's even like a picture from the mangaka himself. Yeah. I'll give you guys like 1 more minute, because I gotta get out of here. Or actually, I think I need to just take off now. So thanks for everybody that joined in. I'm going to be ending the broadcast. I don't know if the screen's going to be like a Inception loop. It might be, because I'm going to go to OBS and stop streaming. Alright, so good night, everybody. And hopefully I can be more consistent with live streams or more content on YouTube. And hopefully you also see like